So my question is, I did something very stupid last year. I went ahead and got a Tesla at 13%. My payments are $903 a month. And my wife and I didn't listen to my wife, and I did whatever I wanted to do. So now I'm stuck in this mess.
Man, that's like four dumb things. Tesla, 13%, $900, didn't listen to my wife. That's four dumb things.
Yeah. So my question is, we were thinking about getting a personal loan to pay the negative equity because I owe $43,000 on the car, but it's only worth about 19 to 20.
When did you buy it?
Last year, around March.
I wasn't aware they were depreciating that bad. I make fun of them all the time, but that's a lot. Did you roll negative equity into the deal?
About $5,000.
Okay. Where are you getting your number on what it's worth now? That sounds very low.
KB, what's KBB?
Yeah. Private sale or trade-in?
Trade-in. And it's because I use my car for work, so I'm putting a lot of miles every single day.
How many miles did you put on it in a year, honey?
About 30,000.
Okay.
It's at 65,000 right now.
Yeah, but trade-in is the lowest value you can get.
Yeah, I mean, private sale, but still it's not going to be like 5,000 or 6,000 higher probably. So you could get 25, 26 for a private sale, and you owe 48?
43,000.
43.
Yeah. And we have some money saved up.
How much?
About 15,000.
15.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll cover it, won't it?
Well, I'm down. 25,000 negative.
That's if you try. No, you're 23. I'm not going with a 19. I'm going with like a 26 private sale, and you owe 43. That's more than 15. It's 18. So yeah, but you still got to scratch. What's your household income?
80,000.
Okay. Yeah, I would use the majority of the savings, and I would sell it private sale, and I wouldn't panic. Sell it for. I mean, you can find somebody that loves those things, and get a private sale number for it, not a trade-in number, and then you may have to take out a small personal loan, $4,000 or $5,000. It sounds like, and then you got to figure out. You also got to figure out how to get a hoopty that you can drive as your penalty. What were you driving before this?
I was driving a Toyota hatchback. My wife told me to stay with it. I didn't listen.
How old was it? I mean, what was it worth?
It was about
$25,000. Where did that go?
Yeah. I traded it in for the Tesla.
Did you owe money on it?
And I rolled 5,000 negative equity on it.
That's right. You did say negative equity. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So have you had enough fun with these cars that you can't afford? I mean,
no,
buy something cheap, dude, and get your butt straightened out, and then save up and become wealthy, and then get you a nice car. These things are wearing you out. 5,000 here, 10, 15,000 here. They're starting to turn out into some money that you're losing.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you two words you should practice over the next, I think, year, and say it a lot, especially in light of this. It's yes, dear.
I agree completely.
Or you could substitute sweetheart if that works better. Yes, dear.
I agree, yes.
That's all I got for you.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I have questions regarding what to do about my mom and my two youngest sisters who just graduated high school and college. They're in a bad situation, and they're trying to get out here to us. And we were looking at...
Out here from where?
Sorry, from Oregon to Fort Worth.
Okay, and why are they in a bad situation?
Abusive, sir.
Okay, so like a stepfather or father?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, have they left yet?
No, sir. We've been trying to financially get them where they can leave, and we've been offering to take them in, and we're finally in a situation where we can do that and better. So we were looking at either renting another place to help them initially, for them, like first and last, set them up. And they're actively looking for jobs, or we could go ahead and buy a place that we could all live in, because that's our goal anyways.
No.
And eventually we're going to take in my mom. Yes, sir.
No, let's get them into a rental and get a sustainability and get them out of the abuse now.
Okay.
They don't need to be there another minute.
Yes, sir.
They need to leave. Tell them to get down there this week, and y'all find them a rental property. It's that
Yes,
simple.
sir.
And then they get jobs, and they create a sustainable life, and they begin their healing process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a world of hurt going on here, and there's a process they're going to go through to heal after this, John.
Yeah. And this is going to sound counterintuitive, but part of their healing will be their bodies learning to trust them again, too. And that sounds like a mess. We don't have time to go into it all. But you saying, we've set you up, we've got your first month's rent taken care of, it's super generous, and we paid the deposit, which is the last month's rent. The first thing y'all need to do is get here and get a job. Even if it's just not a forever job, of course, but just something, and it will give them something to go towards, not just running from an awful situation and just sitting. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that would actually be a blessing. But them staying there for another day while you put your house on the market and look for a house and it closes in 30 to 60 days.
Well, and you don't need to be living with people that are going through this healing process. They need to be it's good for them in the healing to stand alone and create a sustainable environment. The dignity of that will help heal from the abuse.
And you'll be over there all the time anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all are a good family. Man, is this your brother, sister? Who is this?
It's my mom and my two youngest sisters.
Okay.
How old are your youngest sisters?
Last time I checked, it's terrible to keep track. 18 and 22, I think.
Okay, so everybody's old enough to work then.
Yes.
Okay.
They've been working part-time.
Tell them to pack their clothes and come to Texas now.
Yeah, get out of that mess.
Now.
That's what I've been telling them to do, yes.
Right now.
Yes, my husband as well.
Yeah, and if you got to put them in a hotel for a week while you get a rental house lined up, that's fine. They need to leave the abuser now. Let me tell you, in a domestic violence situation, in an abuse situation, the victim will hang on and hang on and hang on and hang on and have every excuse in the world to hang on because they have this ridiculous idea that the moron who's using them as a punching bag is going to change. They need to leave now. Okay?
Yes, sir. We've been trying. Yes.
Now. I'm serious. I'm going to get up in their face because they are in danger. They need to leave now.
I'm fully aware.
What?
Yes, so we've been trying to get them to leave immediately.
Yeah.
But they keep coming up.
Let me ask you this: why is the 18 and 22-year-old staying there? They're emancipated. They can go. Why are they choosing to stay in that mess too?
They're there to stay with my mom.
Stay with your mom
as well.
So they
don't leave her behind.
If we're really honest, is your mom going to leave or no?
Yes.
She will.
She's going to leave.
Then why hasn't she?
I grew up financially. No.
Right now, you've told her you would take care of the hotel. Move. Go right now. Load your stuff in the car and come now. Why hasn't she done that?
My mom and my sisters are not liking the fact that they have to leave. They don't. It's the whole stand your ground. They how do they put it? They shouldn't be the ones to leave.
I got it. They shouldn't be.
Fair.
They shouldn't be.
It's not fair, but it's also not going to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're preaching to the choir here. We know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is your only option.
Yeah.
And no, you don't need. It's not good for them to be in the same property with you. It is not good for them at all. They need the emotional healing and the dignity of creating a sustainable life without the abuser and without sister being a crutch. And so you can support them and help them get started, like John said, help them get moved. But man, this is bad.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, stand your ground usually means something violent in reverse.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be doing that. That's not a good phrase to use. That's a phrase used in the law about protecting your home and shooting someone. That's not a phrase you should be hearing coming out of their mouth right now. They need to get out of there, and even though it's not right, not fair, whatever, Divorce will take care of taking the house away from him. You don't have to worry about that. And, wow, it's probably been going on for years. Create your free $Every budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the $Every app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right, George, we had a Smart Money Happy Hour episode. We have some that just, you can tell, have hit a nerve with the world in a good way. And we did one recently on things that scream, I'm pretending to be upper class. Because living a higher lifestyle than maybe what you can afford keeps you broke. I mean, when you are living beyond your means and trying to, in a way, kind of keep up with what everyone else is doing, will constantly lead you back to this idea of spending money that you don't need to spend. And sometimes you're spending money you don't even have to keep up this lifestyle.
And you talk about comparisons a lot. So this segment hopefully will help you fight those comparisons and FOMO you feel amongst your friends. So here's some signs, some things that your friends may be doing, people out there on Instagram that may show they're faking their upper class status. Number 1, flashy designer logos. This is a big one. Most luxury items like a cashmere sweater never have logos all over them. We've talked about stealth wealth.
Yes.
Smart Money Happy Hour.
It's a new trend. It's called quiet luxury, stealth wealth. People that are actually really wealthy, you won't really know it. They don't really have all the flashy stuff that you just look at and you know exactly, oh, that hat, that jacket, those shoes. Like, you know exactly where everything's from. A lot kind of go under the radar.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah,
Secret society.
Yeah, it's kind of that. That's like the new vibe, which is great. I think it's great. So, that's number 1. Number 2 is ordering expensive wine when everyone knows that you're on a beer budget.
Ooh. Hey, some of these beers now are crazy expensive. But yes, the wine does... that one feels like a ripoff to me personally. You know this, my stance.
I do know
I will
this,
not order
and I
wine
do
at a
think
restaurant. But if someone else buys a bottle, hey, I'm happy to share.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
I'll chip in.
Take a glass
Yeah,
from
but
someone.
Glasses of wine and cocktails can go for $20 a pop versus a beer. Or even better, just a water. What happened to just drinking water with a meal? Why do we got to add more calories to the mix?
And more money.
And more money.
See, that's not fun, though. I do like an appetizer. And
I'll just have a water. Rachel's like, I'll have 3 appetizers and let's try a bunch of...
I do. I love going out to eat.
Rachel lives a little.
I do. Number 3 is talking about money too much. So it's like, oh, I'm leveraging this debt for all
rental property,
for all this real estate. I think those are like some of the funniest Instagram reels that come up on my feed sometimes, where people are like, I'm $6.2 million in debt and we are loving it. And it's like showing all their VRBOs that they've bought in debt and all this stuff. And you're just like, oh, no. It's
exhausting.
Not
and then
good.
you've got the crypto bros who are very loud right now because crypto is worth $14 billion, for the moment. And so all these people talking loudly about money is usually a red flag to me.
Yeah,
maybe they don't actually have a lot.
Yep. Next is flaunting wealth on social media.
Ooh.
So this is an interesting one because I do think you can, like, use vacations for an example. You could see somebody at the same destination on social media, but the way they present themselves, again, kind of back to that stealth wealth of like, oh yeah, we're just like, maybe I'm showing you some of the stuff, but it's more of what we're doing, or like, the kids in the pool, or I don't know, whatever. And then there's those that are like, oh no, I'm going to take you around the suite that we have rented for the week, we're going to, it just feels like I want to show you this amazing life that I live. And
then the kicker, they're like, and by the way, it was totally free with their credit card points. Sign up for my course if you want to. I'm like, oh my gosh, get out of here.
It's true.
Get out of town. Here's another one. Leasing luxury cars.
Oh, yes.
If you're a dude and you've ever posed in front of any vehicle, it's a hard no for me. Your dad didn't hug you enough, and I'm sorry. That's just the truth. But this is a status symbol that's usually draining their wallet. We just took a call earlier.
It is.
Guy's got a $1,200 car payment.
Yeah. He may look like he's driving great when you see him, but behind the scenes, not doing so well. And leasing cars. The number 1 city, I read this somewhere, so I don't want everyone in Dallas to hate me.
Number 1 city?
Did that of leased cars? Dallas, Texas.
That makes sense.
The number 1. So
a lot of young bros who are doing well for themselves.
I guess got those Beamer, and you're always leasing like a Beamer Mercedes. It's always like a
I want
It's a nice
where,
car.
where are the guys who are leasing like the Honda Civic, a used
there.
Honda? Does that exist?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they make money off that, George.
Okay.
And then number 6, over accessorizing, flashy nails, expensive watches, loud hair hair / makeup is what's on there. Meaning just, I don't know, just a lot.
Yeah, no, and this, obviously the watches leans more the dudes, but the women, the flashy nails, the loud hair and makeup, we could tone it down,
I know, but
I'm
here's
all
my
for
thing. Here's my thing
accessorizing.
with this.
There's a limit.
I know. Here's my thing with this though is, I do that. I get my nails done. Like,
Well, you follow a lot of like the influencer moms, and some of them are very sweet and authentic and being themselves, and then some fall into the
Sure.
category of this is a lot.
yeah,
You're trying to portray a certain life.
I would agree with that.
Like they
Yes.
wake up and they have full makeup. I'm like,
And isn't it-
who's believing this?
This isn't real. This isn't real. So all of these things, can again scream, I'm pretending to be upper class. So here's the thing, you guys. Not to be faking upper class. How do we get there and be wise? Because again, none of these things in and of themselves, I wouldn't say, right? If you like order wine at dinner, if you do have a nice designer purse, like none of these things in and of themselves are bad. But when it becomes your whole persona and it's the only thing you're shooting for in life, and again, that you will put yourself in a financial position that's not wise in order to achieve these things, like that's where the caution lights come on.
And if you're
of,
doing
like,
it with
don't do
debt, it is a facade. It is a house of cards. You're artificially propping this up. So here's you can tweet this if you're listening out there, whatever it is called, or whatever platform you're on, whatever free speech platform you choose. Here it is, Rachel. You ready for this?
Can't wait.
If you live fake rich, you'll become real broke. Eventually, you will be calling the show, and life was great, and now something happened, and you're going, I'm in a real pickle because of my financial decisions.
Yes,
and
it
so
is the
we
house
just
of
don't want
cards.
that for you.
Yep. Let it be real. And doing things, again, doing a budget, living within your means, saving up for an emergency fund, getting out of debt so you free up payments so that you can actually use your money to give, to invest, to buy a house that's actually, reasonable for your income. You're doing all these things. And again, it's not going to be like this flashy, beautiful, wonderful lifestyle 24/7. It's not going to look like that. But there's going to be this steadiness and this like firmness of a foundation under you. And it's not all just like shaky and built on other people's money.
That's right. Normalize the 10-year-old used minivan.
Yes,
That's practical.
and amen.
A
Yes.
paid-for car, that's the
I will
real
say-
flex.
Okay. So so the minivan, and everyone knows I love my minivan.
We know your feelings about minivans.
Yes, I love my minivan. I think it's great. It is wonderful. But I will say the plastic on the side of the seats have popped off.
Oh.
So 2 now are, so when you get in my van, there's like wires and
Have your kids been vandalizing
Yeah,
this
I know.
vehicle? I feel like that's a
Feels
personal problem. I don't think that's on Honda. You know what I mean? We can't blame the good people at Honda for
I
that.
know, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this like, yeah.
I'm blaming Chuck
This
Cruz.
thing's-
He's been working out too much, just ripping pieces of this van apart.
Oh, but it's, but it's paid for.
That's what matters.
So that's what's great.
Less stressful. You know what? I hit my garage the other day. Big old scrape on my car. But you know what I said? It's 12 years old. It's fine. Who am I trying to impress? Rachel Cruz? She's
What am
not
I doing?
impressed.
What am I trying to do here with
So
my
yeah,
life?
there's a big old scrape on my car
So good.
because I hit my garage.
All right. If you are watching on YouTube, comment below because we want to know some of your, things that you see out and you're like, are these people trying to be upper class and they're not?
Or share your stories.
the lifestyle
What you
fakeness
found.
that's out there? And I would say a good bit of it's probably on social media. Can we be honest with that?
It helps to just get off of there. I realize I stop caring what other people think when I'm not looking for reasons to be
Around.
angry and upset and jealous and envious. Just get off and live your life.
George, if we could all be as wise and as disciplined as
I'm
you.
the most humble guy you know.
It's all of it. But you can check out our Smart Money Happy Hour episode as well on YouTube and podcasts where we dive into this conversation even more. This is The Ramsey Show.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. All right, look, here's the deal. Your number one wealth building tool is your income. All of the millionaires that we interview, unless they inherited the money, which is very, very few of them, less than 10% of them inherited the money, did it by saving and investing their income. They did not give their income to Sally Mae. They did not give their income to Best Buy. They don't get screwed around and give their income to Lexus and Toyota and Ford and General Motors and American Distress and MasterCard. Who named that anyway? It's a mathematical thing. When you give your income to someone else, you don't have it anymore. Is this hard? This is hard, isn't it? And when you give your income away, you have given up your economic future. All for crap. For a stinking flat screen, and listen, let me just tell you, here's the deal. You know, of the number of people that start college, how many graduate? 52%. That's an investment in my future. Said the other 48% that are sitting at home with no freaking degree, but by God, they got the student loan debt. And you know how you get rid of Sally Mae? You either pay her off in full or you die. That's the only way that woman goes away. It's not bankruptable. It is not an investment in yourself to borrow, even if it is an investment. We don't borrow money for investments. We don't borrow money for investments. I don't teach people to borrow money. The borrower is slave to the lender. That's what this math says. When you give up your income, when you give your income away, you have nothing. All the money comes in. All the money goes out. But by God, we're sitting around counting our Discover points. Oh, we got airline miles. Oh, Sally Mae's been with us for 15 freaking years in our spare bedroom. All because we called it an investment. I don't understand why it's bad. It's bad because it's stupid and you're normal. 70% of the Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's stupid. Because you're living in one of the wealthiest countries the world has ever known, and there you sit like a rat in a wheel, run. Why? Because student loans are an investment and I'm going to Best Buy. This is just stupid. It's stupid on steroids. Really, seriously, you've got to stop and think. The level of people's ability to do critical thought is almost zero. Good Lord. I'll get airline miles. Said no millionaire ever. Really, millionaires do. I met with thousands and thousands of millionaires. I've never met one that said, you know, Dave, I made my money with my airline miles. Oh, those Discover points broke me through financially. Hey, let's do the math, okay? You know how you get $1,000 back from Discover? You spend $100,000. How does spending $100,000 to get $1,000 back ever make you rich? Where did you take your math class? Really? This is absolutely ludicrous. But everybody's counting their dadgum points, and everybody's trying to figure out some way I'm beating up on Chase. Chase is kicking your butt. Their building's bigger than yours, and their furniture's nicer than yours. You ought to have a clue by now. And I got a car payment bigger than your house payment, some of you. Average car payment in America now is $499. That's suspiciously like $500. If you take $500 a month and invest it from age 30 to age 70, you'll have, would you believe it? You're going to have over $5 million. And you scratch your head and wonder why you're freaking broke. God, no wonder your students have student loans, because you're driving a dadgum $1 million car, $2 million, $3 million car. That's what it's costing you with your stupid car payment to impress somebody at a stoplight that you will never meet, and the thing's going down in value like a rock. We have to stop and think, America. You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns. This is stupid. We're fat and we're broke because we have no ability to do critical thought, and we don't stop and look at what we're putting into our lives. This is nuts. It's nuts. It's completely out of control. I mean, the number of people I've talked to just today with $25,000 and $30,000 owed on their stupid car. It's a car. Good God, it's a car. What does it do? It takes you from here to there. Now, I don't mind you having a $25,000 car. All of my cars cost more than $25,000, but I freaking paid for them, and they're a very small percentage of my life, a very small percentage of my income. Think. Seriously. So, credit cards, stupid. Student loans, stupid. Car payments, stupid on steroids. Borrowing money on your house to put granite countertops in. Somebody ought to smack you. That's stupid. It's stupid. You have to stop and think again. It's because you're killing yourself. You make enough money to retire a millionaire or a multimillionaire. You make enough money that your kid ought to have a college fund fully funded and they can go to school without being part of the freaking student loan crisis. But by God, you had to have a bass boat so you're $32,000 in debt because those fish were outrunning you. God, think. Quit being grown-up children walking around in grown-up bodies. Children walking around in grown-up bodies. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. This ridiculous, impulsive nature of we think we're going to borrow our way into wealth it's out of control, guys. We've got to stop this. It's killing you. It's killing you. While I'm sitting over here piling up money like it's dadgum nothing, and some of you are sitting there broke. Why? And then going, I'm going to borrow money at Best Buy. Oh, geez, I'm going to kill you. Seriously. I'm going to go borrow and get a student loan and invest in myself. Yeah, you're going to spend $140,000 and go in debt and get a degree in freaking left-handed puppetry. That's just dadgum stupid. It's just stupid. You have to think, people. You have to think. Quit giving your most powerful wealth-building tool away. It's your income. You're making everybody else rich. Think. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I'm just wondering if there is any way or hope to get an 18-year-old to budget when they are surrounded by wealth and not limited by regular constraints. They have no debt. They're not paying for college. They're not paying for cars.
Who's 18-year-old?
My 18-year-old.
So you put some givens in there of which you control all of them.
I don't.
Okay.
So her family, the in-laws will give her money whenever she asks. She knows this. So she's also, we homeschooled her and she was taught very good values about money and morals. But then in high school, we allowed her to go into a brick and mortar, where people will drive a different car to school every day just to show off their wealth. And that's what she's been surrounded by for 4 years. And so she thinks everybody should get their own car. She thinks no 18-year-old needs to budget. And she's off to college next year, and we're trying to.
Who pays for college?
Well, her father will pay for it.
Her father married to you?
Yes.
Okay. So we will pay for her college.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we can't really say if you don't do this, then we won't pay for college because
Why?
she knows he will pay for the college.
Oh.
How
so
are
you don't have a daughter
aligned?
problem, you have a husband problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
But
so let me put it this way. She's acting like an 18-year-old. And I wouldn't begrudge her a second because she's acting exactly developmentally appropriate. Dave just nailed it. You have a husband problem.
And it's his parents that are the twerps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he needs to tell his mom and dad, stop it, you're screwing up my kid. And he needs to stop screwing up his kid.
Yeah, I think so.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Why are you hesitant?
I do. Because I've been against it for many years, asking to limit the money and to allow me to know what money is going to her so that we can at least put it in an account and we know what money is flowing to her, so we know what money is coming out, how she's spending it. We can discuss with her decisions.
And your husband will not participate with you in parenting?
No, he thinks that, she's old enough. You have to give her, she's 18, she's an adult. You have to let her make her mistakes. And
not with my money, I don't.
Right.
Let me just say this. After working with 18-year-olds...
she's doing heroin. Let's make sure we fund that.
Yeah, let me tell you. After working with 18-year-olds for 2 decades plus, a never-ending checking account is a recipe for a disaster. I'm just telling you right now, prep yourself. Be prepared to wake up at 2 a.m. with a phone call from a dean of students at some college, because it's coming.
Well, and that's how I was raised. Did not have I was poor. Okay, so I'm not from this, and I tell that to my husband. He says, "Well, I had never-ending checking account until I got out of law school, and then I started paying for my own stuff, and I turned out just fine." So
I would question that conclusion.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And maybe, and I don't think being poor is the answer either. I think that educational message, the only thing I can tell you to do in this situation, obviously your husband doesn't care what you think. And so you've got a marriage challenge. And the only thing I can possibly see here is you take your daughter out and start right now and start a weekly, we're going to breakfast, just mom and daughter, until she graduates and leaves your house. And it's not going to be you have to. It's you transitioning to, I'm going to tell you some things about when I was 18-year-old that your dad wasn't an 18-year-old woman like I was. I'm going to tell you about stuff. I'm going to tell you about boys. I'm going to tell you about dating. I'm going to tell you about how hard it is. I'm going to tell you the scary moments. And all you're doing is planting seeds so that when she gets over her head at 19, she will remember, I can trust my mom. That's your best case here. I cannot stress to you enough what a tough situation this young woman is about to enter into.
Yeah.
And I don't want to gender it, but I would even suggest that she will have a tougher time than he did.
Oh, I know she will. 100%. Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. In that regard,
man, this gets me fired up, Dave. It makes me so mad, man.
Here's the problem, okay? Who's going to want to marry this girl? I'm not signing up for this.
Well,
nobody with common sense is going to look at Princess Girl and say that she's never known a single boundary, and anytime she smiles, she's supposed to be handed money. This is a disaster of a wife.
Yeah, but she'll be married and she'll end up getting divorced when they find out who she really is. And she's a very good little actress.
Good God Almighty!
I mean, I'm sorry.
Wow. You feel so powerless.
Yeah.
You feel like you're fatalistic, like you're just watching this car wreck happen and have nothing to do to stop it. I got to tell you, if I'm you, I'm in marriage counselor's office real soon.
Yeah.
Because your husband is a twerp. And what he's doing to you is unconscionable. And what he's doing, allowing it to happen to her while you stand by and watch and go, well, she'll just go through a divorce. Well, no, instead you go to those breakfasts John's talking about. You insert yourself into her life and you insert yourself into this marriage crisis that you have very proactively. Or you stand back and be fatalistic about that too. And well, it's just the way it is. His parents did that and I can't do anything with him. Well, then we can't help you. Because the answer to your question that you called about is proactivity.
And it's going down kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
That's it.
Proactivity.
You're not taking my daughter from me.
I'm throwing a duck fit.
Sheesh. Dave, I can't tell you the number of students that I sat with it. They didn't understand
they don't
a consequence.
Have dignity.
But they don't know that they don't.
People that don't have a boundary and personal self-discipline.
No, they've been stolen from.
They don't have dignity.
They don't understand self-respect because no one's ever allowed them to have it. Yeah, that's right.
It's a sponge with no brains.
There is no consequence. Well, I'll just go to another college. I'll just get a new car. I'll just get another apartment. I'll get another house.
Yeah.
And it's just not how the world works.
Yeah.
I hate it, man. I hate this for you.
It's awful. Horrible. But here's the thing. You can't fix her. You can only put some things in place that make her struggle. And
I'll say this, Dave. I heard this. This was about 6 months ago, and it rang true with me. It was a guy on a stage, and it was just a clip, but he said, I don't want to hear another conversation about, quote unquote, these kids these days. Kids have never changed. It's the adults that have. The adults are the ones that are letting these kids just run amok and saying it's for their good, and it's just simply not. That kid's acting 18. He's acting 18.
Yeah, Rachel said when we started on this student loan stuff many years ago when we were doing that documentary, Borrowed Future, we don't have a student loan crisis. We have a parenting crisis.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Stand around watching your kid completely bury themselves in student loans to get a degree in left-handed puppetry. That's a parenting problem. That's not a student loan problem.
Oh, man. I would go down kicking and screaming on this one, Heather. That's my baby girl, man.
Or just screaming and kicking.
Yes.
All right, I want to settle a couple of scores here, okay?
Uh-oh.
Number one, a lot of the time when I'm doing a VIP thing with our customers that have become Baby Steps millionaires, like when we were on the Ramsey cruise, this happened a lot, and we're doing a Q&A, it often comes up, okay, I've built wealth and I'm concerned I'm going to ruin my children. And let me assure you that you building wealth will not ruin your children. It will expose the fact that you already ruined them. Or not.
Correct.
Yeah. So the wealth wealth is not the problem. The problem is the parenting. And so, because I meet lots of wealthy families who have extremely functional, high achieving, high relational IQ children that do very, very well as adults.
Correct.
The money did not ruin their children because their children were not ruined. And so what the money does is it puts extra pressure on you as a parent to make sure you're doing your job of growing character, self-discipline, kindness, compassion, contentment, gratitude, not entitlement.
Hard work.
Not I was born on third base and thought I hit a triple. No, the opposite of that. And so the Ramsey kids, they had it tough growing up, not because we didn't have any money, but because we had money. Because old Dave is not going to let this crap happen. And so, you be working. You be a Ramsey kid. I mean, we're sending you the freaking salt mines. I mean, it's ridiculous. They'll tell you story after story after story of crap we made them do for money because we wanted them to associate hard work and calluses and sweat on your brow with money. And then when they get to college, I have an unlimited budget. They don't. So one of my kids, when we got a new car, one time we got an upgrade car, and it's the first time we gotten a decent car in a long time because we were kind of coming up through the stuff, right? And Daniel leans back in the back seat and says, "We're doing pretty good." I said, "We aren't doing anything. You're broke. I'm doing pretty good. You get to ride in my car." That's how this works, buddy. And so we don't get to have, and you don't get to, I'm not buying you a car when you turn 16 either. I will match it. We had 401 Dave, and we matched it. Whatever you save, I'll put with it. So if you save nothing, I hope you enjoy your bicycle. Because you get nothing, honey. Nothing. And we did this all the way up through their growing up years. So when they go to college, they had a set budget per month of cash that I put into their account. If they wanted more than that, you know where they got it? Working.
Right.
None of them died, and none of them are in counseling for that, to my knowledge.
They're in counseling for other things, but not that. Not that. Well, hey, let's just double click on the exposure. This happened in my house. Hank, my oldest, he's 15. He grew up in the Tale of Two Cities. And to this day, he will still pull me aside in a restaurant and say, "Hey, Dad," and he's very respectful about it. "Hey, I'm still hungry. Can I get another taco?" And I'll be like, "Buddy, yes, of course, man." And my wife backed into our car several months ago and just getting out of the driveway because I'm a terrible parker. It was my fault.
Yeah, right.
And Josephine, my 9-year-old, said, "Well, looks like we got to go get a new one." And I looked at her and said, "That's not how that works, right?" But what I realized is my son cleans horse stalls, and my daughter's growing up in a different world than my son did. Yeah. And so my wife and I, it was a good moment. We got to be extra intentional now.
Yeah.
Right? It just the tide went out.
Create
and it reveals
teachable moments
that right.
Create grit.
That's it.
That create contentment, that create gratitude, and then the money is just a sidebar issue. But this unlimited is not good for any human at any age. Just ask Congress. I mean, there's no off spigot, right? I mean, I had a pug dog that did not have an off button for food. And so if we kept the food out and it free ranged, the dog it would be like a complete sphere. It would be so fat that it rolled instead of walked. And we were killing our dog.
Right.
So we had to take up the food. And we're like, no, just because you're down at the lake house chasing jet skis and you run your fat off in the summer doesn't mean that you get to get fat every winter. So, no, we're going to cut the food off because we're killing you, the animal that we love, right, with an unlimited supply. Hello, there we go. And so this is But never fear, parents, that you are ruining your children by becoming financially successful yourself. You can have $500 million and not ruin your children. You can have $5 and ruin your children because it hasn't got anything to do with the money. The money's not the variable.
Right.
And it's just a reflection of all the other crap that's going on, the dysfunction that's going on or isn't going on in the family. And so wealth just magnifies. That's all it does. It makes you more of what you are. And so if you're a grouch, you become super grouchy. If you're kind, you become super kind. If you have a temper, you become a rageaholic, and it's, don't you know who I am? That kind of junk, right? And anybody that gets in your way, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And so that's what wealth does to people, all of us. And so if you're a giver, it turns you into a philanthropist. Wealth, it magnifies whatever's going on, good or bad, in the family dysfunction or function and in the individual. And so please enjoy your financial success with no fear of the money having ruined your child.
It's just about communicating this, how blessed we are, and this blessing comes at a cost. This is how hard we have to work, and this is what reality looks like. And by the way, you can tell your kids how hard we're working. They have to experience that. They've got to experience hard work. Even if you can afford to have a professional do it, even if it's a pain in the butt and you don't want to go up and down the stairs and check their room 7 times, that's part of parenting. Whether you have no money or a ton of money, there's just some basic things that kids need to experience. And calling out that last caller, Dave, being poor isn't the solution either, right? I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You can look at any health and relationship metrics. That's not the solution either. The solution is to continue to focus on those lessons like you just mentioned, whether you have little, whether you got a lot, man, and you don't steal from your kids. You said to the last caller, if you just give an unlimited amount of money to a teenager, you're robbing them of their own dignity, of their own ability to stand up on their own 2 feet. It's criminal. And often it is parents propping themselves up. Look at what I can do for my kid, instead of let me teach my kid to stand up tall. And it's just, it's I don't say it's abusive, but it's really close, man.
So our kids attend a school like hers. That kid attended a high school in this area. Well, Williamson County, the county that we're in, is the wealthiest county in Tennessee. It's the 11th wealthiest county in the United States. It's full of country music people, tech people, hospital executives, that are healthcare boom in Nashville, and there's some extreme wealth in this county. And there's lots of these kids that people give a 15-year-old a brand new BMW, which is the definition of stupid, by the way, because they're going to hit it like 30 minutes after you give it to them against a tree or their friend's car. So you might as well not tear up a good car while you're learning to drive, okay? So anyway, this is the environment that our kids are in, and our net worth and income is likely higher than most of those people that are doing that, and our kids are driving cars way substandard to that because they could only buy a car with the money they had saved plus what we doubled. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't the fanciest car.
But can I say, Hank's, my son's 15. He's heading into that season. The temptation is on me.
Oh, yeah?
Because I want to just go get him a really cool, nice thing. And we look at trucks now and we're driving and we come to stoplights and we're like, man, look at that. And I want to be able to just go write a check for it and get it for him. And I have to know I'm stealing from him if I do that.
Yeah, because he's got, most, especially guys are the worst. We get great pride out of our first car story.
Yes. 88 Tercel Easy hatchback. My buddies called it the roller skate. I look like Fred Flintstone.
74 Monte Carlo land yacht.
Dude, I could start mine with a rope, Dave.
Paid for it with a loan and a down payment I got from cutting grass and painting houses.
Mine went me.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
An ad that came out exactly 1 year ago today, and it has not aged well, Ken.
Oh, you're talking about Matt Damon.
The Matt Damon.
It was only funny in that it was so cheesy serious.
Just.
I remember it was like these big, bold, historical moments. Do we have it?
I think we have it.
Oh, do we have
it?
the actual commercial?
Okay,
let's
play
roll
it.
this.
Play it.
With those who almost adventured, who almost achieved, but ultimately, for them it proved to be too much.
Oh, devastating.
Then there are others. The ones who
There are those.
embrace the moment.
Climb a snowy mountain.
Look at this guy.
And commit.
Yes.
And in these moments of truth, these men and women,
The airplane.
The Wright
These-
brothers.
mere mortals,
Didn't get that one.
Whoa.
just like
They're
you
just
and
in
me,
the club.
as they peer over the edge, they calm their minds and steel their nerves with 4 simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans.
Wait for it.
What?
Fortune favors the brave.
Crypto.com.
Yeah. So I remember watching that.
Oh,
That was
man.
perfect. That's like I thought it was a Velveeta commercial. Like we were going to see a block of cheese like float through the sky. So bad. And so this is fun because this was a year ago, and there's a term now that kids use on social media.
Ooh, what is it?
Like this tweet didn't age well.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard that
yes,
phrase?
Yes.
Well,
Did
this
not age well.
commercial did not age well. Let's just look at the numbers. By the way, I like Matt Damon. Okay? None of this is an
Matt
attack
Damon.
on Matt Damon. The guy
No.
got paid handsomely to say all those ridiculously
sure.
cheesy lines.
Yes.
Had you calmed your mind and did what Matt Damon told you to do, and you spent $1,000 worth on Bitcoin that day, it was worth $60,608 back then, near its peak price.
Which is pretty amazing.
It would now just be worth $340. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know if fortune favors the brave or the wise. I think it's the wise. Now, am I sane? I mean, Dave and I have talked about this, just kind of privately about cryptocurrency. I mean, right now it is so wildly speculative, not just because of the ups and downs, but because these kind of things rarely go unregulated. That's the whole point. It's going to be
Right.
unregulated. Governments
Right.
can't. Well, guess what?
No.
The Biden administration has already come out and say, well, we're going to come out with ours. Other world governments going to do the same thing. And so when something is unregulated, it's also unprotected, and you can lose your shirt and a whole lot of other things. So pretty interesting, and we have some fun at this because this is why we preach wisdom with money. Don't be speculative and take this, because Matt Damon could talk you into going, oh, wow, I want to be like Orville and Wilbur. Right, and I want to fly a plane, and I want to invest $1,000.
Thank you for knowing the Wright brothers' first names.
Somebody has
Well
to.
done. Well done.
Well, you got to make fun of me sometime during the show today, but I mean, it's playing on our emotions
I know.
to get us to do something, and then walk around going, hey, I'm really brave, and what you really are is you're an adult. You're a moron if you make a decision financially like that with no background, no research, and it's a wild risk. You might as well just take $1,000 and burn it.
Well, for me, it's the long-term track record. That's what I always go back to, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to put my money in something, I'm like, I just want to know that there's it's not everything's going to be predictable, right? The market, you know, who knows what's going to happen after November in the midterms and the market. We always see something move.
Right.
You don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But you can look over the scope of time on something. And for me, if it's my hard-earned money that I've worked for, I'm like, I want to put it somewhere that I know,
right,
and have pretty great certainty
right,
that over the course of time,
right,
I'm going to make more on it.
Right.
So, the crypto thing, and it's such a fascinating thing because I just feel like so many celebrities have jumped on it.
Well, of course they jumped on it. They get paid handsome money to do it.
Yeah, I know, but
he doesn't even know what cryptocurrency is.
It's not like there's an online bank that all these, that's it's pretty funny just that whole genre, and they've attracted the celebrity pop culture aspect of life.
Well, our colleague George Camel likes to call crypto, what does he call Mary Kay for young men? It's a great line. And I will say this really quick before we move on. The thing I love about that commercial that is so ridiculously funny is it's all about these big, bold moves, and then it shows a dude making his move in a nightclub. Like, what was that doing in there? I still don't get this. Like, here's a guy climbing Mount Everest, here's space astronauts, and then here's some dude. Hey. I just don't get it. So anyway.
Well.
1 year ago today, Matt Damon challenged you
the fortune
to be brave.
favors the brave.
You would have been better off taking that $1,000 and playing craps with it in Vegas.
especially with me as you're at your table.
Well, you are the hot hand.
That's all I'm
you
saying.
have the hot hand. No question about it.
Kaylee is with us in Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Kaylee, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi there. How are y'all doing?
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
Well, y'all, I'm tired. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in biology, and I'll tell y'all right now that master's in biology is the biggest mistake I ever made. I am currently working at a nonprofit as a supervisor. I've been here for about 3 years, and I really want to quit my job. I'm not enjoying my work anymore. I feel like I've been sidelined. I don't feel appreciated, but I'm too afraid to quit. I've got my husband who. He wouldn't be able to take care of all of us if I were to quit. And then I've got a 10-month-old baby boy, and so I'm not really sure where to go from here.
Well, let's first deal with the fear. There's nothing for you to be afraid of because you're not going to quit without something to walk into. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and let's remove all of that because you're not going to do that. You have responsibilities. And while you're burned out, let's be grateful in this next season, whatever that length of time is going to be. Let's focus on being grateful. That's how you hang on. I'm grateful for the check. I'm going to be a good steward of the time there because I've got to be. So stability is the thing we're grateful for.
For 30 to 60 days while you land something new.
That's it. All right.
So okay, let me ask you, before Ken goes on, let me ask you this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you make?
I make $15 an hour.
Okay, so you find a job that pays the equivalent of $30 an hour, doing something that, as you look at it, makes you excited and makes you smile. And you take that job and you accept the position that they offer you. There is no fear if that happens in quitting, is there?
No.
There would be like a celebration, not fear.
Right, absolutely.
Confetti, dancing out, the whole thing, right?
Right.
Okay. Ken?
Yeah. So I think you have some ideas. And I think you're a little bit concerned about what that looks like to step into that. So let's suspend all doubt and all fear of stepping into something else. I mean, you've got 2 degrees. You have a lot of experience and you have a lot of talent. True or false?
True. I believe that's true.
Yes, you do. Okay. So what have you thought about that you're just not sure of how you would get there, but you wonder about it? You let your mind wander to say, you know what would that be like to do this kind of work? I think you have some ideas. Give me 1 or 2.
I think the main thing is I feel like I need to go outside of what I've put my education into.
And that's okay. So tell me the idea. It's possible.
Well, I love to be a stay-at-home mom. I love to do like at-home tutoring. I love to. I've had this slight inclination about going into ministry.
Okay. Why? Tell me the why. Think about the people and the problem that you want to solve for those people. I want you to just tell me that type of work. If I could pay you $30 an hour today and you're doing this type of work, what is it? Don't overthink this. It's right there. You've already let it run through your head about 3 times while we've been talking. Just say it. What would you do? Because you have to work right now. So
right,
what would you do? What would you really enjoy doing if you knew the money was there? Say it.
I love to write.
Okay. Okay, and you love to create. You love to create content to help people.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've got to figure out here is what's the central problem that you're writing for or you might be in ministry for. There's a pattern here. When you say ministry, when you say tutoring, when you say writing, there's a thread that connects all of those ideas. Do you believe that?
I believe so, yeah.
I absolutely know so. So what is it? What is that writing, the ministry, the instructing, because that at home tutoring is a form of coaching or instructing. So there's an equipping side of it. You want to help people move from A to B. Is that still true? Am I still on the track here with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I won't put you on the spot anymore because I know you're live and everything, but here's what I want you to hear. There is a clear connection between those three ideas, and it's about a certain group of people. And here's the questions you've got to answer. I'm going to give you the homework assignment, and then I'm going to give you an assessment that's going to fast forward the homework. Here's the homework. I want you to think about those three ideas that you named, and I want you to think, who do I really want to help? Well, now with the at-home tutoring or tutoring students, that's a pretty clear answer. Ministry, there's an answer there. And then, of course, writing, when you write something, it's to write to entertain, or it's to write to inform, or it's to write to equip, like the kind of writing that Ramsey personalities do. So you always look at, who are the people that I really want to help? What problem do they have or desire do they have that draws me into that group of people? And then the solutions to that problem or desire, therein lies the ideas for the type of work, the specific job or specific career path. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that's your homework assignment. And here's what I know. If I continually am asking, who are the people I want to help, problem I want to solve, solution I want to provide, ideas are going to present themselves, and I'm going to see things that I may not have seen before. And so what happens next is I get clear there. Now I'm looking at, what do I want to do? And I choose, okay, I want to do this more than I want to do this. This is a season of life. I've got to work. When I decide that I can go home part-time and the husband and I are on the same page financially, then we can go, what's a part-time version of that same set of answers? And so that's your progression. So right now we want to get you clear on the types of jobs that you would be fulfilled in. And then we go, what do I need to do to get qualified? All right. And in those three things, you have to specifically look into it. What do I need to do, learn? How much is that going to cost? How long will that take? And now we can see, here's a path forward, and we're not so overwhelmed.
Now, once you identify all of that, then that's going to take you all the way through the process to actually identify jobs that do those things, and then go get one of those jobs and then quit. And it'll be more at $15 an hour.
No question.
And, you've worked through the process so you don't land back in something else that's frustrating and, quote, burned out and all that kind of a thing. And so, yeah, hang on. Kelly's going to pick up. We're going to give you a copy of Ken's assessment process, and it's a $30 process to take the test, but we're giving it to you.
Yeah.
And you can take this assessment. You take it in just a few minutes, and it'll give you a real clear. The takeaways from that assessment, Ken, are really important.
Yeah, what happens is you get a full report on what you do best. We're talking about skills here, and then the type of work you love, and then what motivates you. In other words, the results that when your work produces this result at Ramsey Solutions, all of us, everybody in the building, our work produces hope, transformational content that people can use to practically change their life. And so when you get that report, then we put it in a purpose statement. And what we love about the purpose statement, Dave, is what we're hearing from people that use the assessment, is that it becomes a 30,000-foot view. Think of in an airplane. I'm looking down, and I can see multiple specific jobs and those descriptions, and I look and I say, do they match up with my purpose statement? And that gives us confidence to say, okay, I know I can do this.
Now, the assessment also even throws out some possible
It actually gives you possibilities. We hold this very loosely because it's impossible.
Not assignments.
Anybody that tells you that they can predict what career you should do with an assessment is lying to you, because you can't.
They can cause you to predict it.
They can allow you to look.
Yeah, exactly.
And we give you suggestions, and so it's a wonderful tool. Let's also, Kelly, give her the book From Paycheck to Purpose, because this is the companion, if you will. Once you know the mountaintop you want to scale, this will help guide you up the mountain. But I will tell you, Dave, there's one other suggestion here. When I hear that somebody's really burned out, there's a lot of factors going on. And if we know we don't want to stay there, but we're just looking for a bridge, you can go get a better paying job that is temporary, day job, meaning I'm not invested in it, but it's going to pay me $25, $30 an hour as a bridge while I'm seeking the ultimate path.
Yeah.
That's a suggestion.
You can go do that. I probably would give 30 days a job hunt or 45 days a job hunt for the main position first.
Sure.
But if that doesn't work, like by the end of the summer, by September, I'll just take a $25 an hour job at Target.
Yeah.
Because that's stinking what they're paying these days.
That's right.
So get your 40 hours and you can feed your family while you land in the big job again. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
My question is, how should I feel about a prenup? I know your stance on prenups, and I know kind of extreme circumstances. And I believe kind of like my circumstance is kind of extreme on both ends. So a little bit about my background. I'm currently 28. I followed the baby steps through and through, currently on 3B. I make about $300,000 a year. And that's divided up into about $100K in retirement, $100K for a down payment, and 25 to 35,000 in just a bank account, checking account for an emergency fund. Mm-hmm. So my question, so I'm getting married in June to my wonderful fiance. And her family is extremely wealthy. And although I do not, and her parents and grandparents are extremely wealthy. So they are, apparently I'm supposed to be signing a prenup, obviously before the marriage, and kind of we're going to go over that. And my question to you is, how should I feel about that, as well as what to look for in a prenup? Like what, I don't necessarily know what questions to ask my lawyer. And just one last thing is, my income could be going from, to 400, 500 plus over the next 2 to 3 years annually. So yeah, that would be my question.
Yeah. Wow. How old is your fiance?
I am 28. She is 25.
Does she have any money?
No.
And you didn't ask her, and you didn't ask her for a prenup.
I have not.
So
no.
The prenup was for the potential inheritance.
The prenup is for the potential inheritance. I have not had a sit-down discussion with them.
When did the prenup discussion come up? After you were engaged?
It was after we were engaged.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I kind of had an idea. I don't know the specifics on their net worth, but they are extremely, extremely wealthy.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. The only way I know how to answer a question is what would I do if I woke up in your shoes? Okay. When my children were married, my net worth was in excess of $100 million already at that point, and none of them signed a prenup. And we didn't.
Okay.
And we didn't ask them to. None of my in-laws signed a prenup, and we didn't ask them to. Now I have my estate plan set up to where certain things are controlled only by Ramsey blood in trusts, so you can't get to them in the event of a divorce. Thing number one. Thing number two, I just not that guy, so I'm not worried about it. This is God's money. I'm managing it. I figure he can take care of it. I understand their concern. If you were, if you're making $30,000 a year or something, it would be more of a concern. But it's, frankly, it's a little bothersome if I'm in your shoes. And not enough to cancel the whole thing, but it's troubling that these people. Obviously, they want to protect what they built and make sure it goes to their kids. Let me ask you, here's another thing I would want to find out, and I don't know. In most states, the divorce stuff we've been involved in on the financial side, an amount of inheritance generally in the event of a divorce goes to the person that inherited the money. They don't split it in most states. So if you inherit your mama's house and you get a divorce, you get your mama's house. You don't split it with your ex in most states. Okay. Now I don't know Missouri law, and I'm not a lawyer, but I've experienced that in, being called in the middle of divorce situations when we're helping negotiate and all that. I've experienced that to be the facts that the judge or the statutes award that way. So I would learn about that in Missouri. Number one, they may have that protection built into the law, is what I'm saying. And then you've just got to decide how much you care about this issue. Because I don't think, and what this issue means. What does it mean to your relationship? What does it mean to the family you are marrying? Because you're marrying her and her family. And so, it's really low class that this came up after you made a contract to get married. They bring up, but by the way, after you've gotten a contract to get married called getting engaged, we're going to add something to the terms of the contract after you've already signed it. That's low class.
I'm curious, Josh, what does your fiance think? How does she feel about this? Is she completely in line with their parents, or does it make her feel weird? What's going on here?
To be honest, I mean, she's you know, she's the oldest of 4 daughters total, and they're awesome families, super down to earth people, but they've not never really had to work or
You're not answering my question, and you're being really nice because you're a classy dude. I'm going somewhere with this. How does she feel about it? When it came up, what was her comment on this deal?
She understands. She understands it. I mean, what I was getting at is she just doesn't really have, she doesn't know.
So she's okay with it. My point is, it wasn't a head tilt or a red flag or yellow flag. It was just like, oh, okay. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, she does what she's told.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
That helps.
She listens to her parents. Yeah, she listens to her parents. Well,
that makes this relationally a little bit more difficult. Had she had the same feeling, the yucky feeling you had, I assume you have a yucky feeling about it. Is that, or am I making the wrong assumption?
Well, I just go back to what you guys feel about prenups, and it is an extreme situation. But I don't,
it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good. Do I need to do anything on my end?
What else is going to come up after you're married that they tell her what to do?
Well, the one other thing was the one other thing is apparently they're. So the family are in development, so they're big into real estate, and they build houses and have a lot of land. Another thing is apparently they're going to be building us a house and putting it in a trust to where we don't have a payment.
Apparently?
And
this has all been decided.
Apparently? Wait a minute. This is my freaking house. There's no apparently.
Yeah.
I'm involved in the decision.
I think this ought to be premarital counseling. Yeah. I bring it up with your fiance.
I'm shooting up flares now. I think the two of you need to sit down with a pre-marriage counseling, and you're getting married in June.
Ugh.
This family has problems with leaving and cleaving.
Yeah, that's right.
Ken, I know this about me. I really like to be in control.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. I know this about me, and I know this about wealth.
Yeah.
That as you add wealth, it makes you more of what you already are. And so having some money has given me the ability to control a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
The variables. I don't have cars that break down anymore because they're nice ones. Mm-hmm. I used to drive crap when I was broke, and I was broke down on the side of the crappy road in the crappy car and my crappy life. And I hated it. I hated it because I felt out of control and desperate and freaked out. And so now I drive cars that don't break because I got some money by doing the stuff we teach here. And I also know that control, in that sense, controlling the variables, control the controllables, that's a good feature. But I'm also well aware that it can be a bad feature.
Yep.
You've probably seen that.
I cannot recall. I cannot recall.
You are so full of crap.
Well, that's also a great demonstration on what you do in that situation. Yeah, just go Congress. Just act like a congressman. Yeah. I cannot recall.
Do nothing.
Yeah, no, no. In all seriousness, yes, but in a situation like that where we've seen it, you snap back because you are healthy.
Well,
what
I had to face, easy. The hardest parenting I've ever done in my life.
Oof.
The hard, because when they're little, you just freaking tell them what to do. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do what I say to do, I'll take you out and make another one look just like you. Okay, so you're going to do what I say to do. I'm in charge. The inmates are not in charge of the asylum. When they're grown and paying their own bills and stuff, you don't get to do that anymore, I heard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a rumor. So when they leave and get married and stuff, it's a problem for control people.
Right.
And control people with money like me,
sure,
it's a real problem. So I've had to read Henry Cloud's book, Boundaries. It's every weekend I have to read the whole book again.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I invade my grown children's boundaries because I have the money to control and tell people what to do, and I'm used to people doing what I tell them to do, and my grown kids don't always do what I tell them to do.
Yeah.
It's just shocking. It's just shocking. It's called, reasonable relationships. And sometimes when people get money, maybe the last caller situation, sometimes when people get money, it makes them more of what they already are. and they learn to control the variables. That's how they get money, which is good.
That's right.
It's a good part of control. But then you try to control your kids' lives. And we're going to give you a house, but we're really not going to give you a house. We're going to put it in a trust so we can take it back if we change our mind. And we're going to give you some money, but we're really not going to count the fact that you got married, because you don't really get to count that. You just are you. And, we're going to, you could real simply in any state leave the money into a trust. And the only people who have access to the trust are blood relatives. And so the spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse, if there's a problem, you have a built-in...
Yeah, that's wise.
You have a built-in thing there, like the stock for the Ramsey Solutions Company, okay?
Right, yeah.
It's held in the Ramsey Family Children's Trust.
Right.
And the definition of that trust, one of the absolute pieces is that if they get divorced, they're not going to get the company, okay? Which is, they shouldn't.
That's right.
Okay, they shouldn't get it. But that does away with the need for a prenup. And so I guess I'm still controlling, but I'm not over there in their daily business telling them how to pay their bills.
Well, okay, so let me, as the outsider here in the scenario.
I don't know how that's different than what I just griped about. Maybe it's the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's very different. I'll tell you why. Because what you did was you put it in a trust, and this is the Ramsey family business. It's a family business, and it takes it off the table. What you did not do was force a signed agreement. See, this is a boundary issue. And so...
I didn't do it after the engagement.
That's
if I
right.
was going to thump one of them, it would have been when they were sitting at coffee going, "Can I marry your daughter?"
Right.
I'm like, no.
Right. But here's the problem with the last call. This is a 25-year-old. I believe she's 25, he's 28, I believe somewhere in that range, or maybe 23, 25. Here's the deal. They should have, being super wealthy the way they are and having controlled the environment, and they've set her up and all those assets.
They should have their crap together.
They should have already let her just grow up. And the thing is she's got to learn how to figure life out on her own. And the fiance very kindly said she's pretty much just had everything dictated to her like a menu. Like, this is what your life is going to look like. And that's not reality. So I think the concern on that last call, Dave, is less about the money. I think it's more about their role in her life, which
That's
is
what
going
I'm talking about.
I know you are, but I just think it's that simple that the money thing is the smallest piece of it. They're very, very out of control with their influence.
It sounds like they are. My point is that I could do that. I mean, I'm one eyelash away from being the same exact thing. I mean, I'm not that far off, really.
That's right, because it could teeter to unhealthy quickly.
But the truth is, it's so easy to be who you is in spades when you got a few dollars. Yeah. You get to be who you is. Nobody bother you on that. Yeah. And if who you is telling everybody what to do, including your grown kids, then wow. And so now I told Winston when he married Rachel, she's your problem, man. That's it. This one's got drama, man. You just better be ready. And so she's your deal, man. And don't come crying to me.
And they've
don't
done
come
it.
crying to me. And Rachel, don't you come crying to me either. You talk to him. He's his problem. You're his problem.
And let me tell you that I've done it. I mean, they're good friends. We do dinner outside. They're legit.
They're legit. They're standalone.
They're healthy and they're figured out. If I was this young man, I would bring it up as we can't go forward, and then I'd bring it to a therapist and I'd say, babe, I can't do this. That's how strong of a position I would take, because she needs to decide what she's doing.
Yeah, and I guess the point is that
scary.
One of the things that always comes up when I'm coaching with wealthy people, I was with about 60 of them in a room for a day and a half the other day, and the main concern they have is, how do I keep my wealth from destroying my kids?
Mm-hmm.
I've worked so hard to get this, and now I don't want this wealth to destroy my children, to make them useless human beings, okay? And so my answer is, don't raise useless human beings. Raise human beings who know how to work, who know how to sacrifice, who know how to serve, who are humble, not self-centered, they're not entitled, they're not brats. And by the way, they know how to work. Did I mention that? And they know how to work. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
And
by the way, a simple way to get all of that.
Great joy and dignity comes from work. So raise kids that do that, and then be ready for this very difficult. And I'm saying it was hard. It's hard for me, almost daily or weekly. It's not. I don't get a vote in their house. And it pisses me off down inside.
I can tell.
I really want a
feeling
vote. I really want to tell these people what
palpable.
to do.
I feel it right here, actually. The energy is coming over.
But I'm just saying,
this
it's
way.
a human thing. I'm not.
It's absolutely
I'm not. My point is, the other family, whoever they are, they're probably great people. I completely can resonate with their motivation.
Yeah.
Their tactical implementation of their motivation sucks.
Which I want to weigh in on that. All the things that Dave just said to raise good kids, can I tell you, it starts with just allowing them to experience hardship and pain.
Yeah.
The data is coming out. I'm reading like crazy. I'll spare you all the data. I could nerd out on it for 20 straight minutes, but I'm telling you over and over, the message is coming back. We have removed the obstacle of hardship and suffering. We, meaning Gen X, my parents, the boomers, Gen X, we're all guilty of it. And I'm telling you.
We wanted to make it better for our kids.
I know, but to make it better is to make them tougher. And what you do with your kids, and I can speak to all three of them because I know them.
They need a callus.
You allowed them to experience hardship. They had to work for it. They went through stuff. And so all of a sudden, see, here's the deal. Massive money creates massive ease. And massive ease, absent of hardship, makes soft, entitled people. And that's where the money can really be dangerous in this situation.
God, I feel soft and entitled right now.
No, you're not. You're the antithesis of it.
Completely soft and entitled.
You're like the human callus, Dave. You're tough. You're tough, man.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
I had a question, basically. I'm 25. I just had twins 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
Or 3 weeks ago.
Congrats.
And I actually had a stroke last week, a small one, but I'm doing better now, and I'm back at work, actually.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I also have a toddler. He's 2. And that being said, about 2 years ago when my son was first born, I got into a really horrible financial decision. This was before I knew the Dave Ramsey show and everything that y'all preach about. I got a car from my wife because we needed 2 vehicles. I was working out of town. And when I say I have a horrible interest rate, it's horrible. It's 22%. It was a stupid decision. I'm debating on either doing a voluntary repossession. It's not that I can't afford the vehicle, but it's just I've had the vehicle 2 years, and $2,000 has been paid towards the principal with $500 a month payments. Another thing being said, I did recently get approved to get refinanced at a lower interest rate, still not great, but it's at 13%.
I'll take it.
So I'm basically asking if I should refinance it or just go ahead and do a voluntary repossession.
Why can't you sell it? How far underwater are you?
It's pretty bad. The vehicle's worth $7,500, and I owe about $18,200. It was a horrible decision on my part. At the time, I was extremely, extremely desperate for a vehicle. Went to the first place I could, didn't even look around. She needed a vehicle, and I needed my truck for work. I was working about 4 hours from home at the time and staying out of town, and she, of course, had our newborn son, my oldest one, who is currently 2.
What other debt do you have?
I have a credit card I owe $400 on. I'm actually going to pay that off today. And then I have my truck, which I owe $7,000 on. That the truck loan, it is a low interest rate because I did a collateral loan on it. We moved into a house, renting it, and it was.
What's the truck worth?
The truck's worth pretty much what I owe on it. It's worth about $9,500. And then I have a vehicle that is paid off, another truck. So the reason I was debating voluntary repossession of the Jeep was I would give her the truck that I currently owe on. It's a nicer truck, big back seat. It'll fit all 3 of the kids, the double stroller in the back, and it's got the best AC I've ever had.
Why can't you drive the paid-off truck and sell the truck with the loan on it?
That's what I'm currently doing. I'm currently driving my paid-off vehicle for work. I'm a welder, and then my other truck,
You said there's $2,000 in equity in that one.
Yeah, I could probably, if I were to sell this one, the paid off one, I could probably get about $6,000 or $7,000 for it.
So why can't you sell that one and drive the one that's got $7,000 to go?
Because it's kind of a funny situation with that one. That one, I don't necessarily make the payment on it, if that makes sense. I have 12 siblings, and one of my younger brothers is actually making the payment on it every month. So he pays the insurance, he pays the payment every month. It was to kind of help him out in a sense and to kind of get rid of that payment for me.
How is that helping him out?
Well, because
he's making a payment on a car he doesn't drive.
Is he on it, or did you guys co-sign together?
No, the loan's completely in my name. My dad wrote us up a contract to where once the loan's paid off, the title goes to him, and then if for some reason he doesn't want the vehicle by the time he pays it off, then everything he put into it is he does not get any of it back. It would just go towards the loan balance, and then I would.
Okay, this financial inbreeding it needs to stop. This is chaos. What you guys have done to your family's finances.
Yeah, it's kind of a sticky situation because he's 18 and he went out and about and he was going to be in the same situation I was in. He was actually he called me for advice today. He was about to. I said, "Man, I'm the last one you want to call for advice."
So let's not go down. Let's not trace that rabbit too far. So the car's supposed to go to him. There's $2,000 in equity in it. He's been paying the note. Can you just get this out of your hair and just?
Yeah, so that's our next step with the bank. We're actually talking to the bank about getting the truck that I have the loan on out of my name and financing it into his name.
Yeah.
The only situation with that is because he's only 18. They're wanting to give him a lot higher interest rate on it.
Okay, but that's not
nothing down or nothing.
That's not your problem. You need to give him the ultimatum of, hey, this weekend we either go and move this into your name, or I'm keeping it and I'm doing what I will with it. Like that ends this weekend. That's what I'm doing.
And then what's your household income right now? Is wife staying home with the kids?
Yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom. I make about currently probably $5,000 a month net.
Okay. You guys have a lot of car in your life. You either need to save up the difference that you're underwater on, or you need to go get a loan for the difference to lower your debt amount. I don't know that you'll qualify for that, but do not do a voluntary repo. It's going to destroy your financial life. They're going to sell it at auction for pennies versus what you could sell it for, and then you're still going to owe the difference. Do not do this.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.
Matthew is with us in Los Angeles. Hi, Matthew. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Well, I have a couple of quick questions. First of all, I have a annuity/401k plan, and there's about close to $1 million in there. And I got this letter from the organization, and they have this program, and it's called a single life annuity, and I'll read it to you. It says that pays you a fixed amount of money each month for the rest of your life. And then it says, following your death, no payments will be made to your spouse or your heirs. So the estimated payment that they'll pay me under that condition is $4,300 a month. Now, they also offer...
Well, that sucks.
Right.
$48,000 on $1 million, 4.8% return on your $1 million, and then you lose all your money at death?
Well, this is the thing. I don't know if you misunderstood. They're going to pay me, yes, they're going to pay me $4,300 a month.
Yeah, $48,000 a year.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, you do quick math. Okay. But they also offer that for a lesser amount, which will be $3,600 a month, that I can my spouse will be able to continue at that amount.
That's so
for the
sweet.
rest of her life.
That's so sweet.
Right.
So they're going to screw you again. Yeah. No.
All right.
No,
so,
no, and no.
no,
and no, and no, and no, and no, and no. This is a $1 million mistake.
Okay.
So have you got a fireplace? Have you got a fireplace by chance?
I do, yes.
Okay, good. You can use this letter for kindling.
Okay. Well, see, the thing is that, and that's kind of my question, is you're always concerned on how long you're going to live. Now, I mean, I'm
concerned that you're $1 million poorer when you die after only getting a 4.8% return on your money.
Okay.
That concerns me.
Okay.
When you could have been in good mutual funds averaging a 10% rate of return, and when you die, the $1 million is still there.
Right. Okay.
So this is it's like you're accepting half the money you should be getting per month, and you lose all of your money at retirement, and they wink and nod and act like they're doing you a favor. This is laughable.
Well, I think the reason that they bring this forward is because a lot of folks don't like to have to deal with,
the reason they bring it forward is anybody that's dumb enough to do it, they're screwing them out of $1 million. That's the reason they bring it forward.
Well,
it is not.
Well, they present it as being convenient for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a guarantee. You're guaranteed to be screwed.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, seriously,
All right, well,
if you can listen, the stock market has averaged 11.8% since it began.
Right.
If it does half of what it has averaged for the next 20 years, you are still going to have more money per month and then leave your heirs $1 million more than these goobers are offering you. You understand the difference?
Right. Oh, yeah, no.
It's $1 million swing at death.
Yeah. Well, although you do know the $1 million is still, it's not taxed yet. I mean, I haven't pulled it out. So, I mean,
I do know that. And I do know that your income is going to be taxed as you pull it off per the income.
Exactly.
But I wasn't even going to touch the million. I was going to live off of the return it created, and it just sits there.
Right.
And guess what? Okay. It's not taxed. So there you go. Yeah, no. When a life insurance company says we are here to help you, in general, it's like the government saying we are here to help. In both cases, you should scream, set your hair on fire, and run out of the room.
Right. Yeah. And I think, they do play into that convenience factor. I think a lot of people feel overwhelmed and they're like, we'll take care of you. Don't worry about, you could live 30 more years and we'll make sure you're taken care of. But it's not really the reality of the situation. They're not there to be super generous to you.
Another way of looking at it, Matthew, is you wouldn't have $1 million if you had been using their products to grow your wealth. You wouldn't even have this problem. The fact that you were self-sufficient.
Well, and it's like if you want to have that convenience factor, if you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with your finances and you have savings, then talk to a SmartVestor Pro. That's someone who can take that overwhelm and guide you into things that are really going to grow your money and help you in the long run.
Being broke is always inconvenient. Having half the money you should have is inconvenient. That's inconvenience. So, no, don't look for a babysitter. Don't look for a magic wand. Manage your money. Make your money behave. Live off of the income. $1 million creating a 10% rate of return is $100,000 a year, not $50,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, and just the fees on these products are ridiculous. I was just talking with my in-laws about this over Thanksgiving, and they were talking about annuities and showing me some of the paperwork, and it's like, whew, that is ridiculous. Even if there is a death benefit, it is not great.
Yeah. And it's just, so the best thing to do is to run from these people as fast as you possibly can. Do your investing in good investments, and good investments are never found at life insurance companies. Do not go to the transmission store to fix your muffler. They work on transmissions. Life insurance people should be in the life insurance business. They got in the investment business because they figured out it was a way to screw people. And that's what this is. Anytime you pay someone half of what they should be getting per month, and then you keep their money when they die, that by definition is screwing them. And so if you don't like it and you're in that business, you should get in another business, and that way I won't say you're screwing people. Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said you're a crook, okay? That's what Dave Ramsey just said. I stand up for the consumer. I don't give a flip what you think if you work for a life insurance company. You can just pound sand, right? And so that was nice. I cleaned that up considerable. But no, seriously, there's entire websites devoted from the life insurance world that hate on Dave Ramsey, and I am blessed by that fact because that means that I am standing up for the consumer instead of you out there, you listeners, and because I am not taking a poll with those morons. Oh my gosh, no, really, seriously. Go handle your own money. You'll have more money during life. You'll have more money during death. Ride the roller coaster yourself. They're riding it and keeping the change while you sit there and take the lint out of your pocket. And that's all you get. Jaleesa is with us in Philadelphia. Hi, Jaleesa. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I'm 23 years old. I have about $31,000 in debt, and I dropped out of college 2 years ago, and I was wondering if you think it's a good idea to go back.
What were you studying?
I was studying electrical engineering, but if I go back, I'll be studying cybersecurity.
Okay. And how long will it take you to complete your degree?
After I transferred my credit, maybe 2 to 3 years, depending on how serious I am about it, how many classes I take.
Okay. Are you going to be working while you're doing this?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing now? What do you make?
I'm a software engineer, so I make $76,000 a year.
And you retain that job and go study cybersecurity at night and so forth?
Yes.
Definitely. Pay cash as you go.
Okay.
But you're making good money.
Should I focus on paying off my debt first before I go back to college?
I don't care. You're probably going to be able to do both. But the first thing I want you to do is just lay out a really strong budget where you can cash flow college. And all that's going to do is slow down how fast you get out of debt, I hope. I hope it doesn't mean you just do nothing on the debt. But if you do, what kind of debt? Is it all student loan debt?
$18,000 is student loans, $7,000 is my car, and $5,000 of credit cards.
Okay. All right. Well, the student loans will go on deferral as soon as you get back in school. I assume. Okay. I assume they will. And so that's helpful. And if you can, wail on those other two and get rid of them, that'd be great to have that out of your life. Make it easier to cash flow school, right?
Absolutely.
Your company pick up any of your tuition?
$5,000.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
And where will you study?
Just a local school, Wilmington University.
Okay. And so it's not super expensive.
Right.
Very good.
Which is why I transferred, because I was at a more expensive university, the University of Delaware. And so that's why I decided to transfer to Wilmington, and it's also more flexible for people who are working.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, at 23, you're obviously bright, you're articulate talking to you, you're carrying yourself well, just having a conversation here in front of all these people on the radio. Electrical engineering, software engineer, cybersecurity, these are all strong spaces that you've been thinking about and playing in, and it leads you. It sounds like this path, I can hear the path pretty clearly, has led you to this cybersecurity idea, and you found different pieces you enjoyed about different things and combined them, and that's what popped up. And the good news is it's a very exciting space that you could enter as a career, because the money is astronomical, and the sky's the limit, because I mean, I don't see this slowing down, the need for this anytime soon. It's probably going to get worse. And my little 700-person company, we fight it over here like crazy, to keep our stuff secure, right? And so yeah, you got a great field there that you're going into, and so all of that to say, the time that you spend and the money you spend to complete that degree field, you'll get a great return on investment on that over the next decade.
Okay.
Because it's going to set you up to make some good money and be very, very, very employable. It's just as you know, it's a hot space, and so you're going to do great there, definitely. So let me ask you this: have you already priced out school? What's it going to cost?
Maybe if I don't take any money from my company.
Why would you not take money from your company?
Well, just because it adds, it has some limitations to it as far as how long I have to work there and everything like that. So.
Well, you just have to pay it back if you leave, right?
Right.
Take it.
Okay.
And if you leave, pay it back. You know, or make the people that steal you away pay you a signing bonus to cover it.
Right.
Take the money.
That's what I was thinking. I was definitely leaning towards taking it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, regardless of that, I got the $5,000. What's school cost?
Probably $10K a year.
Okay, and $5K out of your 76. You're single lady, and you're game on. I mean, you've strapped on the helmet. You're ready to win the Super Bowl. Lean in here, right? And you're going to, no pun intended with Philadelphia, right? But but happens to be a caller from Philadelphia. Dave says that too. What are the chances? But anyway, so you're game on, and so you take this 76,000. Yeah, you put 5 in. The company puts 5 in, and you still beat on this debt. You still should be debt free by the time you get out of school.
Absolutely.
And
all right.
You said what? 2 years?
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, 2 to 3, depending on the credit transfer. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool. Hey, you're on fire. I want to hear how you're doing. Let me know later how you're succeeding, okay?
Absolutely, I will. Thank you so much, Dave.
Get after it. I love it. Very well done. See, people talking about, I talked about this all the time. She's 23. Okay? Now, we get all this stuff in the media, the millennial this, millennials that. And millennials get a bad rap that they all live in their mother's basement and all this kind of stuff. I got to tell you, I meet more Jaleesas than I do participation trophy living in their mother's basement. But now, I don't run in circles where I would run into participation trophy, the guy. I don't run into him. I run into the Jaleesas because I'm a high performer. I demand excellence of the people in my life and the people on my team. And so I just don't attract, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty repulsive to entitled spoiled brats. They don't like Dave. Dave's not politically correct. He doesn't give them a safe space, and all that crap. So, no, but I tell you, the millennials I run into, they're Jaleesas. That kid is game on, man. At 23, she's a rock star. That's awesome stuff right there. Did you hear that call? That's amazing. Kara is with us. Kara's going to start off this hour in Rhode Island. Hi, Kara. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So just kind of a quick question. When you have a probably longer than average time horizon for baby step 2, that's where we're on right now, does it still make sense at that point to completely pause retirement savings? We're both I'm 32, my husband's 33. I'm just wondering because we have about $140,000 worth of miscellaneous debt, not including our mortgage, and just doing the numbers and everything, it's probably going to be a few years, and we are, kind of scrimping and saving and stuff. But my employer does offer me a match on my 401k, and I can do a Roth. So I was just wondering should I just lose out on that time? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. You need to lose out on that time. You need to completely focus on that. There is a power that is unleashed when you focus exclusively on something that is not unleashed when you disperse your emotions and your spirit across several things.
Okay, so
this complete obsession, this scream and howl at the moon. Ah! I'm getting out of debt. That's what gets you out of debt. I'm going to be smart and I'm going to intellectually figure out all these things does not get anybody anywhere, and that's why we have a culture of broke people walking around acting like they're smart. Not you, other people. You're sweet. You called and asked a question. But that's why all these people are strutting around with car payments acting like they're somebody. And they're not. That's just straight up stupid, and they are stupid when they're doing that. I was stupid when I did it. And so this exclusive focus supersedes the power of the match and the compound interest over the scope of your life because it sets new grooves and habits and principles into your brain where you never change. What's your household income?
We're just under 100,000.
Okay, and how much of the 140,000 is car?
About 18,000.
On one car?
No, on 2 cars.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, we had a stupid fleece.
And you've been working on this program for a month and a half, maybe. What? How long?
No, we messed up last year, so we stopped and we started again. So yes, at this point, we have refocused, and we're probably on 3 months now.
Okay, that's about right. That's what I get. I figured you were early in the game.
Yeah, no, we are. We're seriously
But this time you're game on.
But...
This time you're serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then you look up and you go, I'm serious, and that's a tall freaking mountain that I'm seriously got to climb. Ouch. Scary. Intimidated. Overwhelmed. Right, Ken?
Yeah. So let's help you really focus here for a second. So how much are you contributing to the 401k? Let's just do simple math. What's coming out of your check for that?
Well, this is why I wanted to call and ask, because I had dialed it down to 3%. So like
$120.
That's fine for this example. All right? So what's your smallest debt? You're familiar with what we teach in baby step 2. You take the smallest debt first. So what's your smallest debt? Round numbers, if you don't know it exactly.
Yeah. No worries. I'm finishing up a medical bill that's got about $600 left on it.
All right. So you're not, $100, take out taxes, but if you just put $100 or $50 a month and you just attack that medical loan, boom, you're done with that. What's the next highest one?
It's a lawyer bill for my husband's student loan. That's $1,400.
All right, so those are manageable. And as Dave's talking about, you guys getting at this, and then all of a sudden, here's what you're going to experience. We know this. We've heard this from tens of thousands of people. You're going to experience momentum after a couple of those because you go, wait a second, we've sacrificed. Maybe he's working an extra job. We're selling everything. And all of a sudden, you get momentum, and that $140,000 isn't so scary anymore because you see yourself attacking this thing, and we're getting there. So being really, really disciplined right now and clear that the process works, you just have to taste a couple of victories.
So here's let me if I were to do a weighted average approach to your situation, okay? 1% of you succeeding financially in the scope of the next 10 years is whether or not, mathematically, is whether or not you do this match or not. It's $100. You can sneeze and lose that. It doesn't matter. Let me show you how much it doesn't matter. Okay? How many times do you have to do $100 to pay off an $18,000 car? A lot. And yet, I didn't jump on and sell your cars. Why didn't I do that? Because as a ratio of the overall problem, they don't fix the problem. This $100 doesn't fix the problem. Selling the cars doesn't fix the problem. But what really does fix the problem, 85 to 90% of the mayonnaise on the bologna sandwich, the thing that makes it work here, 85 to 90% of the reason you're going to succeed is your complete focus and sell out and sticking to this and tearing into it and working extra and selling so much stuff the kids think they're next and not seeing the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there and you're doing the budget and you and your husband are working and all you're thinking about for the next 24 to 36 months is I'm getting out of debt. And you're not, anybody that says anything to you, you just yell at them, get away from me. I'm just doing this. I'm freaking doing this. And that's the people that get out of debt. It's not an intellectual exercise. No. It's a visceral roar at the moon coming from down inside your soul that I freaking had it and I'm not living like this anymore. That's 85 to 95% of this. That is represented by your willingness to quit playing footsie with the mathematics of $100.
Yes.
The emotional representation inside your soul that you gave up this holy match from your employer that everyone worships. Oh, my God, that's the answer. It's wonderful to get a match, by the way. But everybody acts like it's a big thing. The big thing is you. You're the deal. You're the secret sauce. Personal finance is 80% behavior. It's 20% head knowledge. When you get your emotions, your relationships, the psychology of who you are all dialed in, and you go, that's it. I've had it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's when you change your life, baby. It's not when you drop the match or start the match. It's not when you suddenly understand compound interest. It's not even when you sell your $18,000 worth of cars out of $140,000 worth of debt when you make $100,000 a year. But you'll find a way when you've had it. And that's the deal. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. So when I was growing up, a little redneck kid outside of Nashville in the burbs, these little houses all in a row, had a neighborhood full of kids, and the kids would run in and out of the house and in and out of the house all day long and leave the door open, and my mother would say classic things like, were you raised in a barn? Like, no, I was raised in suburbia, but yeah. And so, finally, somewhere in the heat of the summer and the air conditioning having all spilled out of the house, the heat has now filled the house, and it filled her head too, and her frustration level would reach it, and she would say, that's it. The worm has turned. we had no idea what that meant, except that the beatings were about to begin. And so we would all get scarce real fast and no more in and out of the house. We were just out of the house at that point. The worm I didn't even know what it meant. I found out later it was Shakespeare. Who knew Mom knew Shakespeare?
Dude, your mom was
The worm has turned. I'm like, what does that mean? Except things are about to get ugly. So, yeah, but, that's what happens. This is the secret of how you become disciplined. The worm has turned. That's it. Les Brown, the great motivator, used to say, people change their lives when they finally say, I've had it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's changing your life is not changing your habits, becoming suddenly disciplined in something you weren't, is not an intellectual exercise. It's an emotional, spiritual exercise.
Well, and nowadays we have so much access to so many opinions, informed and uninformed. We have countless plans. And so we delude ourselves by researching a bunch. There's been seasons, Dave, when the time I spent researching the right workout, if I just went down and worked out, it would have been less time than I spent just trying to get the perfect. All right, what a waste of time, right? So just go do the thing.
Yeah, when in doubt,
go do the thing.
Something.
Yeah, go do it.
Yeah, and that changes everything. So some of you listening right now, get out your credit cards right now. Cut them up. Right this second, it's time for plastic surgery. It's time for a plastectomy. And later, you can write it in your journal that it occurred. But freaking do it. Go do it.
Or text your wife or your husband and say, we need to talk tonight. Text right now. We need to talk tonight. Whatever that.
I just cut up your cards.
Yeah. We're going to have some, it's going to be tough this month. But send that text right now. There's no going back. Go do the thing. Get up from your desk right now and go for a walk. So right now.
The reason I bring that back up is not to fuss at the last caller. That's not the point. The point is this is a common thing that is a human condition. John and I suffer from it. All of you suffer from it. How do we go about embracing doing the hard thing to get to the easy? And John, you've got a great saying, choose your heart. Oh, by the way, you don't know this. I forgot to tell you. I was going to tell you off air, but I'll just tell you right now. So a neighbor of mine came to the event we did with Mike Rowe, and you went through the whole choose your heart. Okay? You can choose to lower your caloric intake and lose some weight, increase your exercise, or choose to be on the operating table for heart surgery from your obesity. Right?
Both of those are hard paths.
Both are hard. So choose your heart. You said you did a whole talk on that. So my neighbor, who's a good friend of mine, was in the audience. He has lost 150 pounds since that talk.
No way.
And it's all because of that.
Wow.
Because of your talk.
That's amazing.
He said it clicked. It made sense to me. I was with him last night.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's a great guy.
That's incredible. Yeah.
He was big. Yeah. And he's lost a Backstreet Boy. I mean, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, he lost James Childs and James' little pet poodle dog he has. That's amazing.
James and his dog.
Wow. But here, I think the illusion is
choose your heart.
Spinning my wheels gets me somewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to work extra. It's hard to not go out to eat. It's hard to stay home from vacation while your broke friends are going and spending money they don't have. It's hard to live on a controlled budget like a grown-up instead of a child that acts like they live in Congress and they spend whatever they want. It's hard to do the discipline is hard, but you got to choose your heart because otherwise you're going to be broke.
And it's hard.
Stay broke.
It's hard to be scared when your kids need braces. It's hard being scared when I remember when I was broke. Dave, I called my friend and said, "Hey, do you have some money on a credit card? I got to go to the ER, have something checked out." That was a shameful, embarrassing call I made at 26 years old. Like, that's hard too, right? So you're not...
Yeah, asking your parents to move back in when you're 35 years old.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Wanting to marry somebody and saying, I'm going to be more of a burden to them than not. Like, that's hard. So choose which difficult path. It's not like one's easy and one's not. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And so the problem is when you don't choose to take the steps to live like no one else so that later you live and give like no one else, you don't choose to do the things that cause you to become wealthy. By default, you have chosen mediocrity. By default, you've chosen to retire broke and hope the government will take care of you, which is well known for its ability to handle money. By default, you're going to be working in McDonald's or be a Walmart greeter when you're 68. because you didn't choose the hard earlier.
It's just there's just no easy path. Yeah.
That's once I get that about something,
then it's go time.
Then I can go. It's game on.
Right.
And I can flip the switch, and so can you, and so can everybody else. But we all have to consciously, intentionally choose to delay pleasure, and delaying pleasure is emotionally a sign of maturity. It's a sign of emotional and spiritual maturity. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Shelby starts off this hour in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Shelby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
We have a 2008 Nissan Rogue that we've had for 10 years, and it just died today. The car itself is worth $3,000, and we have it paid off, of course. The transmission to put into the car to fix it would cost $2,900. Mm-hmm. So do we pay what the car is worth to fix it, or do we spend an extra $5,000 that would take about a year to pay off to buy about a 4-year newer car?
Mm-hmm. So you have the $2,900 to fix the transmission?
Yes.
Okay.
But we don't have the extra $5,000 that we would in about 6 months to a year.
Why an extra $5,000? Just because you want a better car?
No. Is it smart to fix the car?
Both are dumb.
That's only, what's that?
Both are dumb.
Both are dumb?
What's wrong with buying a $3,000 car with the money that you have?
It doesn't seem like it would last us with our we have 4 kids.
You're driving a $3,000 car now.
Yeah. And it's broken.
Yeah.
So you would say buy a $3,000 car that might have the same problems as our current $3,000 car?
Well, your $8,000 car might have the same problems if you select a bad car. A $25,000 car can have a transmission go out. Any car can have a transmission go out. Any car runs a chance of breaking down. But if you want to use all of those emotions to rationalize going into debt, you can, but I'm not going to tell you to. I think it's stupid. I'll walk before I have a car payment.
But do we put the money into our broken car?
No.
Like, would you pay $3,000 into a car that's worth $3,000?
No, I would sell your car. I would sell your car as is for salvage. I would take that money and put it with the actual cash that you have, and I would not buy a car that had any debt on it.
Okay.
Now, you said you could pay off a $5,000 additional loan in 1 year, right?
Oh, or less.
Okay. How quickly could you pay it off if you went absolutely bananas?
Maybe like 2 months.
2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then you could rent a car for 2 months and save up the money.
Yeah. Okay.
And then pay cash for a better car if you want to do it that fast. Or you could buy the $3,000 car with... How much money do you actually have in cash?
About $3,500.
Okay, and your car probably bring about $500 as is, right?
Uh-huh.
So we're buying a $4,000 car with cash and then save like crazy between now and Christmas and trade again.
Uh-huh.
Move up.
But would that be a wash? I mean, we wouldn't... I guess we would pay... We would get $4,000 if we just bought a car for $4,000.
Yeah, $4,000 car is not going to go down much in value in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's pretty well done.
Uh-huh.
So it'll hold, especially if you buy a decent car, something that's decent for $4,000. You're going to shop around, make sure you get something that's reliable, and that's in better condition, honestly, than your Rogue was. Okay. Yeah. And you can buy a lot of car for $4,000 if you watch what you're doing. We're not worried about the sex appeal of this car. We're worried about its mechanical substance.
Yes.
I don't care if people make fun of its body. I want it to work for those 6 months, and during those 6 months you save up and pay for it. Now, let's back off just a second, okay?
Okay.
Here's the reasoning behind this so that you understand why I'm coming down so hard on it. The average car payment in America today is $507. If the average person with the average car payment were to instead invest that money from age 30 to age 70 instead of having a car payment their whole life, they would have in excess of $5 million. Translation, car payments are stupid because it costs you $5 million in the scope of your life. Because
Right.
you see what I'm saying? So if the thing you've got to do then is you got to go, okay, every time I have a problem, I can't solve it with debt, even if I can, in quotes, pay it off quickly.
Right.
Put your air quotes up when you do that, like pay it off quickly, which is famous
Right.
last words, because usually then life happens and you don't pay it off quickly, and it drags on out, and you end up living your life from debt to debt to debt to debt to debt, from car payment to car payment to car payment to car payment, from this crisis solved by debt to that idea solved by debt to, oh, we went on vacation, we didn't quite pay for it, we got that. Oh, last Christmas, I forgot it was in December, so it's debt. And, and life, this is how most people live, and they live broke. And you work your whole freaking life giving your money to some stupid bank. And that's what I'm trying to prevent here. I want you to win. I want you to be wealthy. And the best way to do that is drive like no one else so that later you can drive like no one else. Today, you know what I drive? Anything I want. But you know what I drove when we went broke? A borrowed 1978 Cadillac that the predominant color on it was Bondo, and the vinyl roof was loose, so when you drove it, it filled up with air. It looked like a Bondo parachute coming down the road. You might be a redneck if was written on the side of it. Really. I drove that car for what felt like 10 years during one 3-month period. That car has scarred me psychologically to where I will never again in my life do anything that puts me or my family in a position that we have to drive some piece of crap like that again. We are going to save. We are going to live on less than we make. We are going to have a plan. We are going to work like maniacs. We, the Ramseys, are never going to do that crap again. My family tree has changed. And that's what I want for you guys. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, pulling up at a stoplight, comparing cars, with everybody around you. Those are broke people at that stoplight. They look good, but they're broke people. And if they got a ski boat or a bass boat behind that nice truck, they're really broke people. Because they got a $600 payment on a bass boat because the former bass boat, the engine wasn't big enough and those bass were outrunning them, so they had to get a faster boat. Don't we do this stuff? We do this stuff. We all do this stuff. So we have to stop. We have to go, no. At some point we have to break the mold, break the cycle, break the chains, break the curses off our family tree and say, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. As for me and my house, I don't care what you think about what I drive. Whether you think it's too nice or not nice enough, because it's not your freaking car, it's mine. Shut up. I don't care what you think about what I drive. I'll tell you who does care. My grandkids. Their lives are changed. A godly man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Try that one on. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. As we all know, most of us know, by now, President Biden has been attempting to forgive $10,000 worth of student loan debt, $20,000 if you're a Pell Grant recipient, and so far has not been able to pull off that idea in 2 years. The latest version is that the whole idea of him being able to forgive debt was not legal, and so it was taken to court. And so it's in court, and they been kicked all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has agreed to hear it in February, and it comes out today. That will be February 28th. Of course, our judicial system always picking the last possible day to do anything, so they're going to put it off as far as they possibly can. Slower than Christmas. Oh, wait a minute. Christmas is already here. Yeah, okay.
That came up fast.
So a number of conservative-backed lawsuits arose seeking to block the relief, and two of them have temporarily succeeded thus far. One lawsuit filed by 6 Republican-led states argued that debt relief would hurt their state's tax revenues, and that of Missouri-based student loan company. The other lawsuit was filed by 2 student loan borrowers who sued because they did not qualify for the full $20,000 of relief. Okay. Two lower courts that received each of those cases ruled the Biden's loan forgiveness plan should remain on pause until the Supreme Court makes a final decision on the legality of the relief. And now it has gone to the Supreme Court, of course, and the Supreme Court today comes out and says we will it will be taking on both lawsuits that challenged on February the 28th. You know, I don't know what taking on means. Does that mean they're going to rule on that day, or they're going to start the process of hearings on that day?
That was going to be my question, because my first thought is, woohoo, thank you. Finally, we have an official date. But I feel like I've said that over and over again, where I'm like, okay, we have a date. We have a date for when the pause ends. We have a date when people will know exactly what to do next. And then we don't have dates that are clear.
Somebody's foot is sore from kicking the can so much.
Right?
Yeah, you think?
So it's like, is the 28th the date you think that they're going to rule on it, or is it just going to officially start a long battle?
They're taking it, this is Yahoo for you, but I mean, the nation's highest court announced it will be taking on both lawsuits that challenge. We knew that.
I just saw another article that says they'll hear oral arguments that day.
So they're going to begin the process that day. So,
oh gosh,
6 or 8 more months. Maybe if we're lucky, or you're lucky, or you're not lucky. Here's the thing. We told you when this first came up, that before it came up, that it was going to come up. We told you what was going to happen. And we've predicted every step of the way on this, and all along the way have been telling you to pay your student loans.
Exactly. Just because the government is kicking the can down the road does not mean you have to
Your life should be put on hold.
Right.
You need to clear your life, get victory over this area of your life, and move on with your life. You sit around and wait on the government to fix your life. Your life's always going to suck. So you can't do that. You've got to lean into this, and you got to say, this is my deal. I signed up for these loans. I'm going to pay them now.
Right.
And it's just going to be much better for you if you've got the loans. Well, I'll feel dumb if the government comes. No, you won't. You'll feel proud that you actually honored your obligation. That's not dumb.
Yeah. I've seen so many people in my Instagram DMs just cheering that they paid it off. Even with the carrot dangling of forgiveness, they're still proud of themselves for having paid off those loans. So it's like, if you do not like that anxiety, if you don't like that feeling of being at the whim of the government and the student loan forgiveness, pay off your loans. Like, just get it done.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay in this space of unknown.
A perpetual, I promise you someday.
Ugh.
By a politician. By a court system. It's going to be forever. It's going to be forever. Don't wait on forever. Don't. Please don't wait anymore. Pay it off now. You ever hear someone say, I lost all my retirement when the stock market went down? You ever hear somebody say that? Let me help you with this. That was a lie. I know in their emotions they felt like they lost all their retirement, but if your 401k were invested in good growth stock mutual funds, the worst time in the history, in the last 50 years, since the Great Depression, the worst we've ever had was 2008. The stock market dropped from, the Dow Jones Industrial was about 13,000, dropped to about 6,500, basically in half. And so that means if you had $100,000 in retirement, it became worth $50,000. Did you lose all your retirement? No. Did it go in half? Yeah. Does that suck? Yes. But you didn't lose it unless you cashed it out. It just went down. Oh, by the way, did it come back up to 13,000? Did you get all your money back? Yeah. Is it above 13,000 now? Yeah. Try over 20,000. Yeah. That's your Dow Jones Industrial Average. So look at those percentages. It went down in half, and now it's almost fourfold what it was at the bottom. So your 50, if you had 50,000 at the bottom, your 100,000 becomes worth 50, should be worth 200 now on stock market averages. So you didn't lose any money at all on your retirement unless you put it in at the highest point and took it out at the lowest point, which makes you like the world's worst possible investor ever. I mean, you bought at exactly the wrong time and you sold at exactly the wrong time. And then you did lose half of your money. But you didn't lose all your retirement money. You lost half of it. And the only reason you lost it was no one gets hurt on a roller coaster except those that jump off. Ride it to the end. Ride it out. Ride it out. Ride it out. Is this market unusually high right now? Yeah. Is it overdue to come back down? Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, if Trump and North Korea decide to bump bellies and have trouble and decide to fight and spit at each other, which they're doing, you know, could we see a correction? Could we see a downturn? Yeah. Yeah, you could. Good. Is that going to be the end of the world? Nope. Going to be the end of your retirement? Nope. Am I taking any money out because of that? Nope. Am I putting money in every month? Yep. Have for 30 years. Why I got millions of dollars in there. Never stop putting money in. Just always put some money in. When times are bad, I put money in. Times are good, put money in. Why? Because I know, and common sense tells you, that over the scope of the next 10 or 15 or 20 years, are those companies we named off a while ago going to be worth more or less on average? On average, the best and brightest companies in America, 20 years from today, 15 years from today, will be worth more than they are today. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Now, will some of them go out of business? Yeah. Yeah. But the best and brightest ones, which is who the mutual fund companies pick to invest in, sometimes they miss it, but by and large, they buy the winners more than they buy the losers. Are you going to be okay over the long haul? Yep. So when you hear about floods and hurricanes and North Korea, means you're watching too much Fox News, too much CNN. Spend all your time watching negative stuff. And then you start doing your investing based on the world coming to an end. And the world will always have trouble. And the world will always have good things. Always. Always be investing. Always be investing. Every time we talk to these millionaires in the Millionaire Theme Hour, you know what they tell me? We started putting money in our 401k when we were 25 or 35, and we never stopped. We never stopped. Oh, and now I have a net worth of $2.2 million or $4.6 million or $1.7 million or whatever it is when they call in. I just didn't stop investing. Just kept investing. Kept investing. Kept investing. Kept investing. It's what I do. It's what you should do. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. Gio's in Miami. Hi, Gio. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Yeah. All right. So I just had a quick question. So I'm thinking about buying a rental property with my sister. But she's made it very clear that she doesn't want a 15-year. We're kind of on a time limit because my income of this year is gonna be like not really that high, and so we're gonna be going off on my income of last year. And so I was just wondering if it's gonna be a rental and if we're not really gonna be living in it, and if we can potentially sell it before the 30-year mark.
This would be you have 3 reasons you should not do this deal. Number 1, you're broke. You don't make enough money to do the deal. Number 2, you're going to be in a partnership with someone you're already in a disagreement with on how to structure the deal. That's dumb. Partnerships are dumb. Partnerships with family can be really bad idea. And number 3, you shouldn't buy rental property with debt at all. You should pay cash for it. So, but you're kind of new to this whole Ramsey thing, so you didn't know I was going to say any of those things. But one of the sayings we use around here is the only ship that won't sail is a partnership. Because doing 30 years of financial coaching, you know what I see a lot? people like you and your sister in my office, both of you pissed off.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, because the partnership didn't work. And
I would tell her I love you enough that I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
Or I'm out. It's not going to work for me.
Well, I mean, you're not making as much money tells me that you're not, you're not making good money. You don't need to be getting in a rental property, and you're financing it. And you want to do a 15 because you got at least that much of a glimpse of the Ramsey stuff. And she's like, no, I want to stay in debt forever. No.
It's Dave, I just keep having this conversation with folks about my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, who just keep living on TikTok, and they think that they are broke if they don't have rental property.
Let me tell you what.
They will live in a 2-bedroom apartment and try to buy a rental house with a 30 or 40-year note. It's madness.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking what it is.
It's a get-rich-quick syndrome, and it's this idea that, I'm going to invest in property because that's going to make me wealthy. And the truth is that real estate does not make broke people wealthy. It makes them broker. That's why they call them brokers. And so it's, it's just when you're broke, real estate is a game that you play when you have cash, lots of it, because you need to play the long ball with real estate. And when you get up against the edge and the sparks start flying because there's friction, because there's no margin, that's when you're going to lose your butt in real estate. So I started with nothing. I had $4 million worth of real estate by the time I was 26 with $1 million net worth. I was making $200,000 a year in 1983. That's a lot of money back then. I lost it all because I was playing the same stupid butt games that you people are watching on TikTok. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I feel really broken. I have acquired some personal loans, credit cards, and medical bills that my husband is not aware of. They total in about $60,900 some odd dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know how to confront him about it, and I guess I need to know what my next steps after I would do that would be.
It's pretty scary. Isn't it?
What happened along the way?
Well, we've been married. It'll be 29 years this May. I'm 50 years old. I'll be 50 on March the 23rd. This happened one other time that I had got some credit cards, and it was in 2012. The quantity of that was $7,774. We bought a home in 2000, and we ended up refinancing it in the 2012, and we were able to get that caught up. He was upset, but this time the quantity is much more.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, fortunately, I had met one of your preferred coaches back in 2017, and I wanted to get finances in order, not live paycheck to paycheck. And at the time, I didn't have any credit card bills, just had a few loans. And I feel like my husband has neglected some of the emotional support that he should give. And so the coach has said, you need to be a team. Your husband should come. And my husband did go one time. And during that time, we talked about our situation. He didn't show a lot of emotion. I cried and begged for him to take over the money. And so the next time I met the coach, he said he could tell that my husband wasn't totally involved. And we continued to meet for less than a year. And I felt like I could maybe do it on my own. And
so you're handling the whole household budget on your own, or your finances are separate and you on your own have gone into debt?
It's all together.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets paid weekly, and a lot of times he will cash his check,
mm-hmm.
and he will take some of that for his lunch money, and he does smoke, and
mm-hmm.
so he takes that money. If I take the check, I will give him like $120
mm-hmm.
for that next week.
But you're supposed to be
Sometimes
managing all the money, and so the only reason he doesn't know about the debt is he's not involved in the money.
Correct.
So why was he upset when he gave you the money to manage, and then you didn't do it because he doesn't help?
Well, I guess, I mean, I take responsibility. I shouldn't have done this. But I do feel like he should have stepped up.
Yeah, both are true.
Yeah.
Both are true. And they're not, no, you shouldn't have gone this far in debt without talking to him about it. You should have raised a stink a long time ago. But now here we are. So it's $61,000 in debt. And what kind of debt is this?
11,000 of it is credit card.
Mm-hmm.
27,000 of it is like little personal loans, but they're terrible, high interest rates and stuff.
So basically, you'd come up short in the household budget and go cover it with a credit card or a payday advance loan or something like that.
You are correct.
Okay. And it wasn't like you went and bought something for yourself on the side while he's completely running the household budget over here, and you just lied to him about a credit card. You're running the household, and you're not doing a good job, and that got you guys into debt. He just doesn't know about that. Am I correct, or am I missing something?
No, you are totally correct.
Okay. All right. And the rest, so 27 is the bad personal loans. How much was credit cards again?
11,000.
Okay. What's the rest of it?
I have a 401k loan that $270 comes out of each paycheck.
What's the balance on the 401k loan?
$5,200.
Okay. And what's the rest of it?
The medical bills are $7,400. I mean, it's like $7,407.72, but I'm just kind of giving you a rough.
You're fine. The pennies don't matter at this point. I'm trying to get the concepts. So who got sick?
It was my daughter that's in college. She was having major stomach pain, and it took 2 emergency room trips. So 4,000 of that is, it's 2,600. Both of them are about $20 difference for 2 different hospital emergency room trips.
Okay. All right, Linda.
And then
Here's the thing, okay? You've got some financial problems that are solvable, but more so, you have a tremendous marriage problem. Massive.
Do you agree with that?
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
When something is this big, if you have a data point, and that is when you sat down with him and said, hey, I've been managing this all by myself and you're not helping, and I have driven this car off the road into the ditch to the tune of $7,000, you've got a data point on how he reacted. Now you're 8.5x that, or 8x that, 8 times that much. I recommend you get either a couple or a pastor, somebody that you trust to be a part of this conversation, because it may be combustible. Are you going to be safe? Is he going to overreact? Is he going to yell and scream? Is he going to hit you? Is he going to run out of the house? What do you think his reaction is going to be?
He's pretty much passive aggressive.
Okay.
And I do fear emotionally more than anything the rejection. I think I could take better if somebody punched me. He's not doesn't beat up on me or anything.
Okay. You need to sit down with a marriage counselor
ASAP
now. Yeah. The debt thing you can work out with one of our coaches, and you actually know how to do that when the two of you get on the same page.
Hang on the line here. I'm going to hook you up with 3 months of BetterHelp for free, and at least give you somebody to call right now today, a licensed counselor. Hang on the line, and Austin will get you taken care of there.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I am a divorced mom of 2 teenagers, and I've been following your program actually since 2007, so I don't have any debt.
Good.
No mortgage. I have a large savings and investments. I currently own a home worth about $600,000, and my boyfriend of 2 years recently just moved in January, and things have been going fantastic. However, we are looking at purchasing a home, and we're just trying to figure out how to navigate that. So, because I don't have debt.
What's wrong with the house you're in?
It's 5,500 square feet, and I'm looking at a 900 square foot home right now.
900?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders thinking about that. So
Wow.
I'm anxious just to have something that's, he and I, and smaller and manageable.
Where are your kids going to live?
Currently, they live between my ex-husband and I. They're 13 and 16.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to put two teenagers in a 900 square foot house after they're used to living in a 5,500 square foot house.
Yes. So the 900 square foot house is going to have a small addition on it. It currently has 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. We would do an addition of 1 master bedroom and another bathroom.
Oh, so it won't be 900 feet anymore.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And what will that cost? All in.
So the home right now is about $200,000, and it's about $250,000 for renovations.
Okay. Okay, I'm okay if you want to do this. If I were your older brother and you called me and said, should I do this? I'm okay with you doing it. There's absolutely zero need for your boyfriend to be involved, legally or financially. If he wants to be involved legally or financially, he needs to be a husband.
Yes, and that is something we are talking about.
Well, then do that first. Let's get stuff in the right order. Don't buy a house with somebody and put your name on a deed with somebody you're not married to. That is a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, that's not the plan. That's not the intention. It would be under my name. But that's what I'm wondering. How do we navigate the financial piece of bills, of taxes, of renovation, those kinds of things?
You're going to own it, and you're going to pay for it all. And it's going to be your house. And then if he leaves, it's not a problem at all. Unless he's your husband.
Okay.
You do this deal because it's a good deal for you. He moved in 3 weeks ago. He does not get to own the house.
He moved in January.
I know, but 20 seconds ago, right? I mean, it's not, yeah.
You're going to charge your boyfriend rent? You think that's good?
Well, no, I'm not thinking rent.
Well, no, you're asking how he's going to get in.
Yeah.
He doesn't need his hands on any of this, and you don't need any of his money. You've got plenty of money. You sell a 600,000 square foot house, you end up in a 400,000 square foot house. $600,000 house, you end up in a $400,000 house. You can do this if he's not there. And you need to do this by yourself, or you need to be married, one or the two. Because here's what happens. You split up. Now you got to tear all this apart. And guess what? You're going to end up selling this house and moving again just to get the mess cleaned up because you formed a partnership legally. It's a disaster.
So that's not really any of my question. My plan
I thought you asked how to navigate doing this with your boyfriend. I just told you don't.
No, I'm sorry. So not doing it with him on the deed or anything like that, but him living with me essentially in that home.
Yeah, and you asked how does he pay his expenses?
I'm sorry. So what is it you want to know about him living in the home? We must be missing something.
So do we split monthly expenses? What does that look like? What is your suggestion with that?
That's completely up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to work out, you're roommates.
Okay.
So that's why it's much better to be married. Then you don't have to fight over the dadgum who used the mustard.
Okay.
You just fight over who left the refrigerator door open, but not who uses the mustard, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, whose mustard is that anyway? That's what happened in college with your roommate.
It just doesn't make sense. Don't do it.
When we do get married.
When you do get married, it's all one.
Yeah.
We all own. It's yours. There is no yours and mine. It's ours. But until you're married, you have a roommate.
Okay.
And that's why it's not recommended, because it's very difficult to navigate emotionally, relationally, and everything else. The number of couples that far exceed are the couples that are married financially, the data tells us, the actual research tells us, the couples that are married far exceed in their wealth building and their careers the couples that are shacking up. Mm-hmm. The numbers are undeniable. There's no question about it. And yet, today in America, more people live together that aren't married than are. So there's more shack-ups than marriages in America today. And yet, the data is crystal clear that those of us that are married, we have what's called, the statisticians call it the marriage advantage, in that we outpace in our incomes and we outpace in our wealth building those that aren't married and shack up. And so there's just no reason to do this. I mean, either get married or don't, paint or get off the ladder. That's right. But if you're going to do it, you just got to figure out the terms of being a roommate. But please, God, don't put him on the deed, and don't let him put $100,000 into this deal to get this master bedroom added on and all that crap. Then you got to figure out how to give him his money back when he decides he likes somebody else, or, it's a painful mess. And so, yeah.
I just think charging your boyfriend for utilities and rent just is a recipe for tension. We know that money issues are the greatest cause of tension within married couples. My goodness, I just don't know why you do it. I think you need a little bit of patience. You're a mature woman who's in good financial stead. I just don't know why you'd even take this on. I think it's creating unnecessary relationship risk. That's what I think.
Yeah. But anyway, do whatever you want to do, hon. But number one rule is don't buy houses with people you're not married to. You're saying you're not going to do that. That's good. Number two rule is it's very difficult to navigate through what you're talking about as far as who pays for what inside of these things. People have all kinds of different models, and some of them are more successful at it than others. And then number three, the marriage advantage in the statistics is something to seriously consider. And so we always are big fans of marriage around here, because it's what's good for you, and we love you guys. We want you to win. It's so simple. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So my husband and I are expecting our first baby in a few months.
Yay!
And yes, thank you. We are renting in Los Angeles, and our mother-in-law, his mom, currently lives with us. So I'm just going to preface with that. My husband's grandma has offered to buy her daughter, so my husband's mother, a house in our name so that she is not docked by her unpaid debts from the IRS. And so my question is this relationally wise? I love my mother-in-law. She's incredible. And if it is, what do we need to have on paper to kind of help sort the situation out where it's not unwise for us later on?
So you're not going to live in the house?
We are. So she'd buy it in our name, and we would live in the house, and the mother-in-law would live with us.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in poor health?
She's not in poor health.
Okay.
But this is an ongoing, you're going to take care of her for the rest of her life, though? She'd live with you forever?
My husband and I agreed that would probably be the case, yes.
Why?
A handful of things. Honestly, I love her. She's the best woman in the world.
That's different than living with them.
Yes, she currently lives with us right now.
I know that.
So
why does this lady need to live with someone else for the rest of her life? Because it sounds like she's like, what, in her 50s or 60s?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is she got issues of some kind, or?
Yeah, so she has a lot of unpaid debts, and so Grandma is trying to take care of her by providing a home.
Is she not working?
No, that's not my question. My question is, why does she need to live with someone else like you the rest of her life?
I guess she doesn't have to. I guess we would choose to.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, if Grandma buys this house for her, you're going to be stuck with this forever. No. Otherwise, you move out.
No, it's in her name. It's in Sarah's name.
But the expectation is that you take care of his mom.
Yeah.
Okay. How old is your mother-in-law?
55.
55. Does she work?
Yes.
Why the hesitation? It doesn't sound like not much.
She door dashes, so
she's what?
No,
she does DoorDash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delivers
so
food.
why does a 55-year-old woman not have a sustaining job to earn money to pay back her debts?
She did, and then she lost her job.
Okay. How long ago?
In September.
Why did she lose the job?
The company changed the structure of the model.
Okay. Why did a 55-year-old since September not gone and gotten gainfully employed if she has a bunch of debt?
That is separate from me.
What does that mean?
Separate from me.
What does that mean?
I see that she is working DoorDash and she's trying her best right now. So, and she's going through a divorce. So,
she's going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's an interesting piece of information we didn't have 5 minutes ago. Okay. No, I would not do this for two reasons. One is it is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. It is not good for your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law, as she is going through this divorce, needs to recover from the grief of the ending of the marriage and heal and go stand on her own and have a career and have what's known as a life, not hiding at her son's house from reality because she went through a nasty divorce and never re-engages in society again. If you don't work since September and you're doing DoorDash and you're 55 and you're capable, there's a problem. Okay? That's a problem. It's not good for her. Her having the dignity of building a sustainable life and working her way through the debt. How much debt does she have, by the way?
Close to $1 million.
Okay. How did she get $1 million in debt?
I don't ask questions. That's the one.
Well, these are questions you should know. Okay, so no, you should not do this. You are tying yourself to people you don't ask questions about permanently, and you are taking away her reasons for getting back on her own feet. This is not good. It is not healthy. Secondly, the whole reason to do this is to deceive. Your grandmother is teaming up with your grandmother-in-law is teaming up with her daughter and using you guys to deceive the people that she owes. This is deception, and I'm not going to participate in that. It's a lack of integrity. It's unethical.
Oh.
So
there's a lot more underneath the surface.
Sarah, there's just so much going on here that you're not talking about or you don't know, and it's really, really scary. There's a line of crazy running through this conversation. And for your all's sake, for her sake, she's got to get back up on her feet. She's got to deal with this, what's going on. And I don't know if she's going to end up with $1 million in debt. I'm thinking, I'll suppose. I'm just going to, we let her go, but I'm because she doesn't know anyway. But I'm guessing the ex-husband has maybe a bunch of unpaid IRS debt, and maybe this lady had nothing to do with his business failure, and she probably can get rid of all of that using innocent spouse provisions and so forth. And I'm guessing that if he ran up a bunch of debt in the divorce court, even if it is somewhat in her name, I got a feeling she didn't buy purses.
Yeah,
to
I don't
get
know
to $1
how
million.
you even go $1 million.
I think there's some business weirdness with the soon-to-be ex-husband going on, melded into this. Maybe he ends up with a bunch of this debt, but instead we're just participating in this cloak of invisibility, and I don't want to participate in that. I want her to be standing there, healed, a fine 57-year-old 2 years from now, who has a wonderful career and has dignity and stands on her own and comes over and visits the daughter-in-law that loves her dearly regularly. And I think that's what I would do. And if Grandma wants to give her some money to clean up some of the debt that's left over, I got a feeling it's not going to be that much. It's not going to be $1 million as she leaves the marriage.
Buying a house for anyone
I would just use the money instead of buying a house. I'd use the money to clean up the debt.
Yeah,
that would be the ethical
at least
thing
try
to
to
do.
settle it. I don't know what.
If you want to give somebody money for something, but let's give somebody money money to deceive. Put it in somebody else's name. No.
Oh boy.
No. Well, you don't get that on every show. Create your free every dollar budget today. The simplest way to budget for your life.